All right. Looks like we are live. What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today we got a great show for you guys. Today we're talking about a lot of new Nintendo Switch 2 information and more. It is going to be a live, locked in, loaded, ready to go stream. I'm super excited to be here for you guys today. I got a crappy workout in today. I keep it a buck. I just didn't feel like working out today. So, I could be better. But I'm doing all right. I got my water here. I'm ready to go. Had a good video this morning that I felt was okay. I mean, obviously, we got to look and see how it's doing overall, but it's all right. It's doing okay. So, if you guys haven't seen the video for today, make sure you guys go check out the vids. Go check out the content. Got a lot of good stuff going up when it comes to content on the channel. So I'm looking forward to you guys watching more of that. So let's get into some more of the content, shall we, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Let's discuss it and let's get into the shout outs. But make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button yet, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. And I've actually got brand new settings as well. So hopefully we have no buffering. I went and I rehauled the settings and everything, so it should be really good. It should be good, but we'll see. We will definitely see. Let's start out with people on Twitch, because there's not that many, but I appreciate you guys. Focus on Me plays. What's up, Focus on Me? Welcome to the stream, young lady. Flightius McCormick, what's up, man? Welcome. All right, get into the faithful and Sortable Shelf. What's up, Sortable Shelf? The faithful over there on Twitch or on YouTube. Dior, like always, man. What's up, Dior? Daniel C is here as well. What's up, Daniel C? I'm getting this out of the way now. RGT. I know. Just get it out of the way so we don't have to sit there and say, somebody brought it up. Nin128. What's up, Nin? Welcome. Huddy is here. David B is here. What's up, guys? Shout out to Big David B. Baked Apple. What's up, Baked Apple? I see you here a lot as well. What's up, the Baked Apple? Big love to you. Conky as well. What's up, Conky? Welcome. J2 Country Returns. What's good? Arceus, one of those two. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Lek is here. What's up, Lek? Monado Mars, what's up? OJ, can't wait to play GTA 6 on Switch 2. Not really, to be honest. I know, seriously. I mean, listen, we're going to talk about the situation. Like, it's possible now at this point, but will it happen? Is it likely? I don't know. It's possible, though. It's possible. Now it's possible based off of what Take-Two has said recently. So we'll see what they have for us. Jeffrey Tucker is here. What's up, man? Welcome. Life will change. Casual noob. I just hope Nintendo Switch 2 will have tight security protection this time around because they deserve their money. Yeah, that's something that we probably got to make a video on. Like, it's something that we've discussed as well. I think you've been here for some of those, so I know you're probably thinking about that. Yeah, I hope so, man. Like, listen. Like, I get some of, like, the emulation stuff. Like, I get, like, legal backups or stuff like that or whatever, or, legal emulation. But I think the problem that I have is, like, I don't like the 2 weeks early. I don't like the spoiling of games. Like, I don't like that stuff. Like, that's what I don't like. And I also don't, I just don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm hoping that is shored up. I don't know what Nintendo's going to do. It seems like every time they say, yeah, we're gonna have airtight security, then they don't. So yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see about it. David V with the 11 months. What's up, David V? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs. I don't know if GTA 5 and Bully are gonna come over to the Switch 2. I don't know if there's any reason for them to put those games on there. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Think GTA Switch 2 is possible? Yes, now it is, based off of what Take-Two has said. We're gonna talk about it. What's up, EM? Welcome to the stream. Bad weather in Toronto warnings. Hey, man, be careful. Big love to David V with the 11 months. David, you are 1 month away from the Renangon boys. Ayo, shout outs, man. I appreciate that. Did Take-Two comment? Yes, they did. We're going to talk about it. GTA 6, $100. Here I come. I know, seriously. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Timothy McDonald, but we're going to wait till we get a few more people in. And then we're gonna go over all the news. I'm gonna say what up to everybody here, so we'll talk about it. Disturbing those people say I don't like kids games but show off illegal stolen games on their PC. Like, it makes sense. Well, I mean, once again, I don't think it's necessarily the same people, so you gotta keep that in mind. Like, CBH says GTA 4 and GTA 5 skip Nintendo. Yes, they did. GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and the other ones did not. So, well, there's some that have skipped, but some that have made it. So GTA, the trilogy, that came over to Switch. But yes, GTA 4, GTA 5 skipped Nintendo. But that doesn't mean they won't come back here. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll have to wait and see. Make your prediction. Is Mario Kart 9 the most selling game on Switch 2? I mean, we don't even know any other game on Switch 2. So before I make that prediction, I can't say that it's going to be. I don't know. It's the only game that we know of in terms of like big first party game from Nintendo. So we have to wait and see. It might be. It might not be. We have to wait. We don't know. There's no point in making a prediction now. GTA 6 break the walls. What does that mean? See GTA 5 and Bully coming to Switch 2. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why I would see those two games coming over. Why didn't GTA 5 and Bully come to Switch 1? How about that? GTA 5 is a PS3 game. Bully is a PS2 game. So what makes those more likely for Switch 2 or anything? Let's just keep it real. Like, those are old games that run on, you know, hardware that was a long time ago. So I don't understand why those are for Switch 2. Like, make it make sense to me. The Great Wah says, hey OJ and chat, what's up, man? Welcome to Great Wah. Monado says, if GTA 6 is really $100, many are gonna only complain the Switch 2 version is out on the other platforms. Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case. I think people will just be happy to play it, to be honest. What are your favorite Switch games, man, if I may ask? Yeah, like Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, stuff like that. Check out my list. I've got top Switch game lists on the channel, so when you get a chance, Charlie, check those out if you want to know like my favorite Switch games and like my best Switch games. I've already done like multiple lists on those, so you can kind of see it on the channel, the countdowns. But yeah, like Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, games like that, Smash Brothers. Let's see here. Seventh Okage, what's good, players? How you feeling? I'm doing good, man. How are you? Thank you for coming out to the stream today. Big love. Says, I don't know why Rockstar is so popular. Their games control awful. I think it's because of the writing and the the open worldness of the game, like the realness and rawness. You can do what you want. You know, the writing's really good. Usually the stories are well put together. So I think that's really what it is. Yeah, the controls and like the data, like the minute to minute gameplay maybe isn't the best, but all the other stuff is really good with like GTA games. Nightshade TCG with the 57 months. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. We need Skyrim remake, remaster, HD on Switch 2. That's just what we need. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Andy Ackerman? Someone said sometimes you overhype stuff. I'm like, are you new here? That man is hype about everything he does. Sometimes I overhype stuff. I wonder what I overhyped. So that'd be interesting, like to see what did I overhype overall. Ice Sizzle. What's up, Ice Sizzle? Welcome. Weird comments are like bookends. They happen at the beginning and end of the stream. Maybe that might be the case. Neil Blitz the Frog, what's up, man? Welcome. I love Rockstar's attention to detail. Yeah, they've got good attention to detail when it comes to certain like stuff in their games, which is good. You know, it's like Rockstar games they're solid overall. Like Red Dead and and GTA. Let's see. Yes, sir. Feels like it was just 48 months ago. Long time is fine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout outs to Nightshade, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you like always. Let's go. Let's go. Charlie OJ's top Switch games videos are really, really good. I highly recommend them. Yeah. I mean, check them out, man. Charlie, like I said, it's like Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, Astral Chain. Like, these are the games that I like the most. But yeah, check out the video if you want to see like my top list. Like, I can't recall it off the top of my head, but yeah, it's all there if you want to like watch that later. Let's see here. Arceus says, what's the price of the Nintendo Switch? I mean, there's no price confirmed right now in Arceus, so I can't tell you a price. I mean, it looks like it's going to be $400, but once again, we did do a video on that as well. And we had a live stream talking about it. So if you want like more details in terms of what Mr. Furukawa had to say, he said that, hey, look, they're looking at affordability, but there is no set price. So I mean, I can't tell you, oh yeah, it's this price. They have not set a price, you know? So yeah, I can't tell you what it is. It's not been confirmed yet, but looking like $400, but we'll see, you know? Joy-Con feature rule. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Well, actually more like confirmed. Like the mouse feature definitely seems like it's confirmed now at this point because of the new patent that came up. It's going to be $399.99. You got to get that extra 99 cents. It can't be $3.99 flat. And I know you meant that. I'm just joking around. What do you think of a Kirby or DK RPG game? I don't know if those would work. They'd have to be really well done because DK and Kirby aren't RPG stuff, but neither was Mario. And then Mario turned into a pretty good RPG game, so yeah. Better browser. The Switch does not have a browser at all, so it does not have a browser. Well, it has a hidden browser. You can access it, but it's not very good. The Wii U had one, but and like I think. Did the 3DS have one? Or the DSi? I don't know. There might have been some other ones, but I know the Wii had one. The Wii had one. The Wii U had one. I know for sure because I use them. But yeah. But the Switch does not have like a standard browser, at least. I mean, you could access the internet like a web browser, but it's like really ghetto how you have to do it. You are not going to be able to put Firefox on it. That's not happening for these. If you think Nintendo's going to allow a third-party browser on their Switch system, that's insane. They are not going to do that. If they have a browser, it's going to be their own it's going to be like their own one that they put in. It's definitely not going to be like Google or like Chrome or like Internet Explorer. Like there's no way. Jacob Dressback. What's up, Jacob Dressback? Welcome. What's up, Super Man? What do you mean by new Castlevania? Literally, that's what it means. That there's a rumor of the new Castlevania game coming out. It's exactly what it means. Let's see here. Cargo Zoom. What's up, man? Shoutouts. I just got the information about GTA 6 being on Switch 2. Yes. Take-Two says that they are going to be supporting the Nintendo Switch 2. So Take-Two has officially came out and stated that they are going to be supporting it. So yeah. So it looks like GTA 6 is on the table for right now. Some people say it can't run on the Switch 2 because of that Digital Foundry video, which is, in my opinion, ridiculous. That's insane to sit there and say that it's not before the system even launches, before we even have everything and all that. But I mean, if the game is coming to the Xbox Series S, I'm pretty sure they'd be able to make it on Switch 2. So yeah. Let's see, can you get GTA on Switch? You can get the GTA Trilogy. Yeah, it's on there. GTA Trilogy's on Switch, but not GTA 4 or GTA 5. Why do you think it can run on Switch 2? Why do I think it can run on Switch 2? Because developers aren't stupid. Like, if a developer wants a game to run on a system, they can get it to run on a system. They can reduce the resolution. They can reduce certain geometry or certain parts. They can do all sorts of things to make something run. Usually when they don't want something to run or when they don't want it to be on there, they don't want it to be on there. That's usually what it is. It ain't like, oh, this system's so bad it can't do it. Most of the time it's like, okay, well, we don't feel like doing it, you know, and then they'll give, okay, well, here's the reason why, like X, Y, and Z, you know. Chartar with the $2 says they'd probably call it Bowser Jr. on Dimension-ish. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate the $2. Thank you so much. You are the first dono of the stream. I appreciate that. But if you can get me a clarification, that'd be good. Thank you for the $2. Oh, you're talking about, okay, the browser? They call it Browser Jr.? Oh, okay, instead of, okay, I got you now. I got the joke. Okay, cool. That'd be actually kind of dope. Where like Bowser Jr. like gives you tours of different places and whatever. He's like Ask Jeeves or whatever. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be down with that. Browser Jr. I like it. Thank you for the $2, Mr. Charitard. I appreciate it. Thank you for the big 2. Charitard with the $2. That does get you on the top of the board. Anybody does 2 or more, you can beat them out. 2 on the combo board as well. 15, we get our first extension on stream. Switch 2 is portable. Xbox Series S, pretty much. Well, no, we don't know if it's pretty much a portable Xbox Series S. That's not true either. We gotta wait till we get the system itself. I just think that if you're making something that can run, like, let's say on Steam Deck or Xbox Series S or stuff like that, like a wide range of devices, I mean, it's probably going to be able to, they can probably get it going on Switch 2 if they really felt like it. That's all I'm trying to say. Do you think the sales of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door were disappointing? I thought it would sell more. No, it's outsold the GameCube version already. So no, it's not disappointing because it's already outsold the GameCube version and it's been out for less than a year. So no, not really. So Rockstar didn't feel like making GTA 5 for Switch 1? No, they did not. They did not feel like making GTA 5 for Switch 1. Absolutely not. They probably felt, especially like with the storage size, I think that was probably what was for them. It was like, like the storage size would be too big, you know, in terms of like, you know, they don't have a built-in hard drive and stuff, like, and also on top of like the cartridge size, like with a physical copy. So I think they just said, screw it, we don't need to. Nintendo version of the game seems to be better ports, like Wii and Wii U had their own versions. Nintendo versions of the games. Wii and Wii U have their own versions. What games are you talking about? Because that might not be true with the Wii U. Wii U just got a lot of games that were on PS3 and 360. Wii, yes, there were definitely certain games made for Wii or made for like DS or 3DS, but the Wii U, absolutely not. So unless you got something, but I can't recall a single game, a third-party title that was made specifically for Wii U and that was different from Xbox or PS3 or any other system or PC or whatever. Like, so what game are you talking about, CBH? I'm actually excited for Nintendo console at 40. Wow, it's been a long time. Hey, man, a lot of Nintendo's fans are old school like us, bro. Let's see here. Sup, how's your day? He says, I don't think Rockstar care about fitting a game on a cart. I think they did. I actually think that they did. In terms of like the development time and size of it, I think that they actually did. But that's just my own personal opinion. We can agree to disagree. It probably just won't look well, very well, comparably anyway. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna have to disagree. Like, I don't really think that they would put it out on there if it wasn't gonna look well or run well enough for them. So yeah, I disagree. I don't think that's gonna be the case, but we'll see. James Freeman with the $5. Third super chat on the stream. Thank you so much, James Freeman. I love the logo too, man. Let's go. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Yo, let's go. Shout outs, man. Appreciate that. You are now the Hokage Stream Ninja. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. James Freeman. Thank you for the $5. You are now the Hokage Stream Ninja. Anybody else 5 more? You can on James Freeman on the board. 7 on the Hokage board as well. Let's go. Keep up the good work. Hey, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. I think a lot of you guys are underestimating what the Switch 2 can do. I think a lot of you guys, because you guys watch Digital Foundry, or you guys just listen to whatever people are saying. I think a lot of you guys, or maybe it's just because of the Switch. I think it's because of the Switch 1. I think a lot of you guys are underestimating it. So I think it'll be a pleasant surprise when the system actually launches. It'll be a pleasant surprise, but we'll see. It's coming to the Series S piece, barely 10 gigabytes of RAM. If I could fake a Switch 2 leak, I'd make the Switch 2 trailer, but worse. If you could, you probably could fake a Switch 2 leak, Thorny Fox, if you really felt like it. I don't think it'd be that hard. Wario Land 4, let's go. Wario Land 4, is that on GBA? So did they just release that for NSO? I keep on seeing people say Wario Land. Shout outs to Bead Queen. Hey, what's up, Bead Queen? Adroxis is here too. Shout outs to Bead Queen and Adroxis. Party Man Carter's here too. Who's gonna win the Super Bowl? None of them. Shaw X with the $5 says Baron did call digital fraudery for a reason. Yeah, they were doing that before the Switch launched. Oh, this, and this can't run, and then whenever something could run, it's an impossible part. Wow, who knew? It's like, yeah, not you guys. Not y'all. Damn. Y'all said nothing was gonna be able to run. Thank you for the $5, Shaw X. I appreciate it. Oh man, let's go. No, but no, I mean, definitely, obviously, Digital Foundry, they have their, I mean, they know what they're talking about when it comes to some things. I'm not completely on Baron's side on that, but I do think that it's a little bit premature with some of the stuff that they do say when it comes to it. Like, I think it's a bit premature. But they did the same thing with Switch 1 too as well, so it's okay. Thank you for the $5 though, man. I appreciate that. We got a big tie up at the top of the board between James Freeman and Shaw X. Anybody else 5 more, you can tie him up or you can pass him up. Let's go. 12 on the combo board as well. 3 away from that first overclock. Let's go. It's better to have low expectations than high. I would rather be pleasantly surprised than shockingly disappointed. I agree, but I think that it's one thing to be neutral heading into it, and it's another thing to make proclamations already beforehand. So to me, the best way to go about it is instead of saying it's going to be this and already having one way, it's more like, hey, let's wait and see. I think that's probably the best way to go about it is, hey, let's wait and see before we start saying, no, it's going to be this. You know, but that's just me. Like, I go into things more neutral, but then again, it's also, I gotta balance what I know and what I don't. Like, I gotta balance what I know and what I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or like that type of stuff. So it's like sometimes you guys will say, well, this isn't coming. I'm like, well, maybe it will be. And then some of you guys will argue. I've had obviously tons of debates on here, tons of bets that I've won on here about stuff. I've lost a few, but I've won a lot of them where people, and I know certain things that I gotta balance, but I can't say it. So I've got to balance like what I know with obviously what I don't know, because I'm not a developer, but what I do know and what games I do know that are coming. So it's like, when you guys say certain things, I got to be like, well, you know, you never know. It could be. And other times I gotta like not say anything at all. So sometimes I'll just be like, oh, well, we'll see, you know, oh, we'll see, you know? So I gotta do that as well. But based off of what I do know, it doesn't seem very likely that a lot of these developers are going to be like struggling with Switch 2. It's like, oh, we can't do stuff, all the systems. So based on what I know, right? So we did get some new info, or we got a reconfirmation from Nate the Hate when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for Switch 2. Apparently, all of those are going to come to Xbox Series X and S, but Final Fantasy 16, they're not prioritizing that one. They're prioritizing for Switch 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, Rebirth is a PS5 game only that everybody and their mom swore up and down cannot be on Switch 2 because look at how it runs. But a lot of you guys don't understand development. A lot of you guys don't understand, like, consoles and systems. Just because something, in terms of how they made it for one system, doesn't mean that a team that knows how to optimize and can optimize code and can get something going doesn't mean it's going to be a train wreck on a different system or on the Switch 2. So I think that's a lot of times, like, people don't understand that. And Square Enix probably wouldn't put out, like, a Final Fantasy game that's just running absolutely terrible and all that. But, like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming. Like, Nate's reiterated it. I already heard about it beforehand. You know, it's coming. It's coming. Heck, they tried to do FF7 Remake. They were doing, well, Final Fantasy 15 more like it. Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. They were testing that on Switch 1. They were like Switch 1 they were looking at tests, and I was like, yeah, we couldn't do it on there. So since they were testing it on that, I was like, obviously Switch 2, they're going to be able to, if they're testing it on Switch 1, Switch 2, they're going to be able to do it. I know for sure they actually came out and stated 100%, so that's not rumor or me conjecture with FF15. They were absolutely testing FF15 for Switch 1 and said, can't really get this on here, you know? But FF7 Remake and Rebirth, those are on Unreal Engine 4, which is definitely much better for Switch 1, but absolutely better for Switch 2, you know? So yeah. Will anyone on the Spawncast crew get together to check out Monster Hunter Wilds beta through the end of the weekend? Absolutely not. The only big Monster Hunter fan that I know of on the podcast is Max, Dreamcast guy, and he doesn't really come there as much anymore. I think maybe Ryan might like it, but no, probably. I don't think John's a big Monster Hunter guy, nor is like Josie or RGT's definitely not. Unless Capcom gives him a bag, then he'll be a Monster Hunter guy then. But I don't think he's gonna be a Monster Hunter guy without the bag. So yeah. Don't these developers have their dev kits for all these consoles? Of course they do, yeah. So yeah. Hey, what's up, T-Dude? Welcome. They also often just move the goalposts from this game won't run on Switch to this game has 1 second of frame on Switch. It's unplayable. Playing on Steam Deck. I don't know if they say playing on Steam Deck. I don't know about... Oh, actually, no. Yeah, they do. Some people do say that. Never mind. You described Monster Hunter to me. I have sworn I loved them. I love them a lot, but not for me. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody, and that's fine. You know, it's fine. Hit that like button, though, guys. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming right now. I appreciate you guys. Shout outs to the fam. Shout outs to everybody here. Appreciate you guys coming out to the stream. We are at, how many likes are we at? We're at 57 likes. We definitely need more than that. We got 171 people plus watching, so hit that like button. We need to get to 100 ASAP. Let's go. 100 ASAP, boys and girls. Let's get it. Let's get it. So let's see here. Switch does have extra frame of lag. Switch does have extra frame of lag. 1 second frames on the Switch. I think what he means is like the frame rate, not input delay. So you still hopeful for Astral Chain 2? Yeah, I made a video on it behind me and Hilo. Check out that vid where I talk. Just type in Astral Chain 2 and I talk about it on there. I think it's definitely going to come at some point. People not understanding how giant a leap Switch 1 to Switch 2 is. Only be a generation leap in over a decade. Yeah, like people definitely are not understanding how big the leap is because once again, people are throwing out, it's a PS4, it's a PS4. Like people are throwing out stupid comparisons, which it is a dumb comparison. In my opinion, it's a silly comparison to compare it to anything on the market right now. Like people can say that and you can say that, oh, you compare it to this and that, but it's a custom chip. And Digital Foundry's even said as much. Like it's you can't make direct comparisons. I know that they put together their little ghetto PC cards, NVIDIA 20, but you can't. it's coding for the metal and actually developing for a platform compared to taking PC parts and ramming them together in order and say this is what it is. Like they even say themselves, this is a shrewd process of doing it. So once we actually get like the dedicated hardware and we see the processes that it does for Switch 2 games, that's completely different than sitting here and comparing it to older tech like a PS4 Pro or a PS4 that does not have DLSS, that does not have, you know, obviously the efficiencies of processes, memory, bandwidth, certain things, configurations that are completely different. So I think that's the issue. And also, like I said, different architectures, obviously ARM, x86, how they even do things is different in that process by itself. So I think that's the biggest thing that I'm like, that's why I'm not a huge fan of comparing it. I do say like, hey, look, you know, like we can say, hey, look, if it's on Xbox Series S, it could probably be on other stuff because obviously those are not like the most powerful spec systems out there. But I mean, yeah, a direct comparison is going to be difficult. Just like a direct comparison to anything, like what is the Switch 1 direct comparison? I mean, it's not quite PS3 360. No, it's not quite that. It's definitely better than PS3 360. Not quite PS4, Xbox One. Not as good as those. So what's the comparison? There is no comparison for Switch 1. There is no equivalent for Switch 1. There is none. Like I said, you can say it's better than PS3 360 or better than, obviously better than those systems, but then not quite as good as PS4, Xbox One. So there is no equivalent, you know? So we'll have to wait and see once the system actually comes out, you know? It'll be more capable than PS4. Switch 2 just had PS4 level power. It wouldn't be as future-proofed. I'm sure Nintendo wants Switch 2 to last another 8 to 10 years. I think they definitely want it to last at least 5 years before they put out a revision. I think they'll put out a revision like a Game Boy Pro or like a Game Boy Color, right? Something like that, or like a Nintendo DSi, like a new Nintendo 3DS. I think they'll put out one in the next 4 to 5 years, somewhere in that time frame. I do believe they'll put out a more powerful system or a dock that you know, that upgrades or something like, you know, something like that. So I don't think Nintendo will sit flat-footed this time. I think they'll actually make that newer system because they usually do. Switch is the first modular or portable system that they've ever made in the last, no, like literally almost like ever. Like there's been no other time in the history of, like maybe the Game Boy Advance. That's the only other time. But out of all of Nintendo's dedicated, you know, systems, like dedicated platforms, like portables or whatever, right? Game Boy got a big upgrade with Game Boy Color. That's way stronger than the original Game Boy. DS got to upgrade the DSi. That's stronger. 3DS got to upgrade the new Nintendo 3DS. GBA did not. I guess you can say, oh, GBA SP, but GBA SP is more like the Nintendo Switch OLED. They backlit it, which made the colors and everything pop. Same thing with the Switch OLED. So that it's more of that than anything else, you know, overall. So that's kind of how I see it. Is that they usually make a stronger system. Now with their home consoles, they don't. So Switch is a hybrid, right? It is a hybrid. It takes aspects from all of them. But I do believe that the next system, they'll do that with the next system. But we'll see. Who's your favorite Toho character? I don't play that series or know the series, man. Magma T. Digital Foundry does a disservice to gamers in general. They convince people things are unplayable when they definitely aren't. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as that. I think they just simply talk about it and then they give their own opinion. But I see what you're saying. What's up, the cool guy? Welcome to the stream. Disagree. I think we can ballpark the system power. Maybe generational power is a thing. What's the comparison to the Nintendo Switch? What's its exact comparison then, Superpower Man? Let me know. What's the comparison? What's the comparison? There's no information, Superpower Man, on the 3D or 2D. It just says that there's a rumor that there's a new Castlevania, that Konami's getting ready a new one. So what's the comparison? The specs are way better than the Wii U. Like the specs are clearly better than the Wii U. Like, from top to bottom, pretty much, it's better than the Wii U. So, the comparison isn't Wii U. Top to bottom, it's better. Look at Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles X got updates. It got, less memory. It runs at a higher resolution. It runs more stable. It looks better. It's revamped, and it looks better. So if the comparison was Wii U, it should look exactly the same. Maybe people are confused with Switch 2 like PS4 before DLSS. It's not that people are confused, it's that they're making their assumptions. They're just making their assumptions, you know? It's not confusion. There's no confusion. People are just saying it's this. And it all started with Bobby Kotick. Bobby Kotick with his email. Of all places to get information from. Bobby Kotick, that weirdo. Drew Arco, what's up, Drew Arco? Subscribe to the channel back. Switch was released. Good to see you're still killing it. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Switch One use a Tegra chip on the market for other users. Nintendo bought them and used them for Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 work with NVIDIA, make a chip specifically for them. Well, apparently it's based off the T239, right? So it's something that we've seen before. But yeah, it's probably more customized than the Switch 1 is. Custom Tech is a game changer. Linus Tech was making fun of the PS5 SSD and said PC had faster than he saw. It was custom and said he was wrong. All right, I don't watch him, but shout outs. I did link one of his videos where he was like, I made fun of what he said a little bit, but I don't know that. I don't watch his vids, but shout outs to him. The thing about DF is that most people don't understand what DF is actually talking about. They just see the headlines, don't understand the details. Yeah, I can see your comments. Shout outs, Mr. Davis. Welcome to the stream. SK, hey, what's up, SK Massive? I'm here for the guys that want Switch to be as powerful as PS4 Pro, but cheaper than a Switch OLED. Like I said before, I think there's gonna be a lot of things that it probably does a bit better than PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro doesn't have DLSS. PS4 Pro is older. There's new processes for things. It's not a direct comparison, but like I said, we'll see. We'll get comparisons. We'll get games that were on PS4 Pro, and they'll do comparisons. Then we can kind of go from there, you know. But it's all about optimization and debugging when it comes to putting games on any console platform. Is it really? I didn't know. Yeah, absolutely, the cool guy. I mean, I've been saying that for forever. I think DF is really bad for online gaming discourse because a lot of the time they pixel peepers heavily anti-Switch. Okay. I would say the Switch is comparable to PS3 360 in terms of performance, give or take. That's false. That is false. It actually outperforms PS3 and 360, and there's actually some games that probably wouldn't even run. Like Doom, for example, like Doom and Doom Eternal, that Digital Foundry and many others said, yeah, that wouldn't even have a chance, or it'd be very difficult to even get running the way that it even runs on Switch. So that is false. Witcher 3, there's quite a number of games. That is false. And spec-wise, just do the teardown on the specs. It's got way more RAM. It's got a way better GPU. It's got way better than PS3 and 360 across the board. So comparative, it's actually not. It's actually well above that. So false. That's why I said that there's no comparison, Superpower Man. I don't talk out of my butt. I've been doing this for a long time, brother. I don't just make up stuff. Like, you should at least have a little bit more faith in me. I don't mind disagreeing, but this one, there's nothing to disagree about. Top to bottom, Switch is way above what PS3 and 360 does. Like, that's just what we know about the specs. Go compare them. It's not even close. And like I said, Digital Foundry, a lot of these tech guys that sit there and count pixels all say the same thing about Switch versus PS3 360. They don't say it's comparable.
Sent you something on XE3 successor? Eyes.
Okay, we got two donos coming in. Liquid Sicilian with the $5. And he says PS2 had so many price drops, Switch 1 could drop to $199 or less and just take the crown. Arguably the best library and price drop ensures victory. Well, they already have victory because this is Nintendo's most profitable era ever. So way more profitable than PS2 ever was. Like, it's not even close. Switch blows away PS2 in profitability. So I don't think Nintendo cares about that too much. But I don't think they really need to do anything super drastic like that. They can wait and see. Maybe they drop it $50. I think bundles would be interesting for sure. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they're less than 10 million away. They're about 9 million something away right now. So if they just sell at a low pace for the next couple years, they'll probably pass it up. But we'll see. We'll see what they do post launch of Switch 2 and what games they support it with. Thank you for the $5, Liquid Sicilian. I appreciate that. And shout out to Super Christian Mule with the $3 and says, bro, sent you something on X, E3 successor. I did see that. I didn't feel like talking about it today, but I don't think it's an E3 successor. But I did see what you were talking. I did see like that icons or whatever the heck it's called. But yeah, I didn't feel like talking about it today, but maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, I saw it. I saw the news. Thank you for the $3 though. I appreciate it though. And I'll check it out for sure. Like I said, we can read it if you want. We got to overclock, but let me get through some more of these comments and then we'll do the overclock. The only thing that might hold Switch 2 power back is that wattage since it's handheld. Hopefully the dock improves. I mean, obviously the dock's going to make the wattage. I mean, clearly it's going to do that. That's what it's going to do. But yeah, we'll see for sure. So why does Dark Souls Remaster, lava effects, and audio worse on Switch? That's called an optimization and things like that. Why are games like, let's say, Alien Isolation better looking and run better than the PS4 version of it? So for every one game that you can say, well, why isn't it better than the PS3 360? I can bring you a game that literally looks better than or on par with PS4 when it comes to certain visual aspects or things like that. So that's called optimization, Superpower Man. Or, for example, how about a game like Nier Automata, which isn't even on the PS3 360, and how the game runs at 1080p on the Nintendo Switch with dynamic, which is a bit higher than the PS4 version because of optimization and because of those things. And listen, I mean, Nier Automata could have come to PS3 360, maybe, but I highly doubt it would run and look better than what it does on the Nintendo Switch because the Switch has better specs and stronger GPU, better specs, better memory bandwidth, just better specs across the board. So I mean, for every one game you want to mention, Superpower Man, literally I can mention games that sometimes rival PS4 and Xbox One, and clearly would be better than what's available on PS3 360. So there you go. He actually doesn't have a good point. He doesn't. Literally, Alien Isolation runs better than it does on the PS4. Like, it looks better and runs better than it does on the PS4. What point does he have? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I think Alien Isolation is that game's also on PS3 and 360 if I'm not correct, right? So it's way better than the PS3 and 360 version, and it's on par / better than the PS4 version. So what's his point exactly? What point does he have? He doesn't have a point. That's called what I said before, optimization, development, resources, tools. They didn't do as good of a job as they should have done. That's what I've been saying. So what point does he have? So that makes no sense. Let's see here. Let's get into the overclock though. So you're saying I could have MGS4 on Switch? MGS4? Of course you can. I mean, if they felt like making it. Of course you can. Overclock though, boys. Let's go. 15 minutes extra. Let's get it.
Overclock Buster!
Appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. Let's go. Or, for example, let's look at the BioShock collection. BioShock definitely runs better on the Nintendo Switch than it does on PS3 and 360. That's another game. So, like I said, for every one game you guys want to say, well, it does this worse. I can bring up a bunch of games that's actually optimized better, runs better, or is more. Or, for example, how about Skyrim? That's a PS3 360 game. Skyrim on Switch is absolutely better and runs close to what the PS4 version of the game is. That clearly better than what it is on PS3 and 360, especially PS3. That version's ghetto as hell. The 360 version's a little bit better, but both of those, Skyrim runs better, looks better on Switch than it does on PS3 and 360. So come on now, guys. We're not really gonna stoop to this level, are we? Let's not try this today. Come on now. Stop, OJ. You don't know anything about Power Switch. Superpower Man player knows more than you do. It's not about knowing more. It's about using common sense. Like, why would you cherry pick one game to try to prove your point when there's literally a litany of games that have been on PS3, PS4, and the Switch, and you can pick any one of those and go from there. But he cherry picks one game and says, look at this. It's like, dude, what? Why would somebody do that? I don't understand why somebody would like set themselves up like that. Like, I don't know why. It makes no sense to me. So are we out of luck for Switch 1 Direct? Absolutely not. We could still be getting the Switch 1 Direct. What's up, the GOAT? Welcome to the stream. People complain about Ocelot's look and this and that. Just be grateful Konami's doing this for us. I mean, I'm not going to say be grateful for it. I mean, you can be happy for it if you want to, but if you have an issue with one of the things, that's fine. You know, it is what it is. Hogwarts Lacey is weird on Switch. I'm still not sure how they Frankenstein it all together. Oh yeah, that's a PS5 and Xbox Series game. That is 100% a PS5 and Xbox Series game that they got a team and they put something together. It's still not great, but considering how intensive that game is on PS5 and Xbox Series, the fact that they even got it on Switch, that's actually pretty impressive, to be honest. So yeah, I think the Direct is coming Wednesday or Thursday next week. We'll see. Nintendo about to have their own pop-out concert. We're all waiting. Yeah. Red Dead Redemption, Alien Isolation, Skyrim better on Switch, Witcher 3, Nier Automata exist on Switch, impossible on PS3 360, Breath of the Wild, not even Tears beyond the technically capacity. Yeah, I mean, those are other games. Red Dead Redemption absolutely runs and looks better than the PS3 and 360 version by far. It's not close. And before the update, the 60 frames per update, it was on par with the PS4 version that they put out. You know, obviously, you know, you have some other games, like I said, that exist only and don't exist on the previous one. So, Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting. It's interesting when people try to say, oh, well, it's that. It's like, not really. And the tech specs have been known for the Switch for a while now. Like, you can go look at it. You can compare it directly to the Wii U, PS3, and 360, and you can see how it outclasses it pretty much in every single area. So, I mean, the fact that we're even having this conversation to me is weird because the Switch has been out for, 7-8 years, and we've seen games go above what PS3 and 360 did by a good amount. So interesting that people, still would bring that up, but it is what it is. Like, it's okay. We're all here to learn. Look, I've been wrong on things too. I haven't been right on everything. I was wrong on a lot of stuff as well. So it's okay. It's no big deal. But yeah, it's not like, I mean, listen, to be fair, you guys love that. To be fair, obviously, Switch is not up to where PS4 and Xbox One are. And that's why I said that there's nothing that you can really compare it to. You really can't compare it like, oh, it's directly like PS3 and 360. No, it's not. It's definitely well above that, but it's not quite up there. It's somewhere kind of like in between. It's kind of has its own thing. But when it comes to the system itself, there are some things that it can do more efficiently than PS4 and Xbox One. So therefore, good developers can take advantage of that and maybe make something look a little bit better, or if they can make some optimizations to the code to make it run better. There's little things that good developers can do, which is why we got stuff like, Alien Isolation that looks and runs really good on the Switch compared to even PS4. Red Dead Redemption obviously looking considerably better running in terms of the PS3 360. So, it's stuff like that, right? Those are the things. Let's see here. Uncario with the 320 yen says, hey OJ, so what did Rockstar say about Switch 2? LOL. They said that they're planning on supporting the system. So we will see support from Rockstar on that. So yeah. Let's see here. So nah, Superpower Man, don't go there, bro, because you literally brought up, you said it's the same because of this game, and then you conveniently ignored all of the games that go above what the PS3 and 360 does, and also it can be on par sometimes with resolution or whatever with PS4 or Xbox One. So come on now, man, don't play that. Don't play that. You conveniently skipped over what people were saying, all those games. You never even addressed it. Come on now. So yeah, that's what Rockstar said about that, man. That's what Rockstar said. They said that they are looking into, or no, they said they will support it. They will support Switch 2. By the way, I was being sarcastic, OJ. So yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's more of the same games. Developer didn't believe in Switch. Some of the games, some companies didn't really have great games like Red Dead Redemption, many more. I mean, yeah, at the beginning, there was definitely some people that didn't believe in it. But I mean, I think the funny thing is that things kind of changed quickly, Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. My sock got all weird. It's okay. So yeah, there were some developers that didn't believe in it. I think that now, like, confidence in the Switch 2 is definitely way higher at launch than what we saw with Switch 1. People weren't confident in Switch 1 at all, like at launch, like pretty much nobody. Beat Queen says PS5 doesn't even have a game with physics and mechanics of Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom yet, or runs on 11 watts. I mean, yeah, that's definitely Nintendo's crazy developers. I think that a lot of people that develop on PS5, like, you have a certain set amount of power, right, and like physics and stuff that you can work with to work with the game. And a lot of developers on PS5 do not care about the physics and all that type of stuff. They just want to get pretty visuals in front of you, So they're definitely not spending their time doing what the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild devs did, What's up, DeAndre? So yeah. Can anyone in this chat tell me the definition of what the word ballpark means? What I want you to do is address all the games that we went over first, Superpower Man, before we do that. Like, address that first, because you didn't just say that. What you said was you pointed out Dark Souls, specifically pointed out Dark Souls and say, see, it's in the ballpark, or it's around this because of this game. But we mentioned a bunch of games that are above PS3 and 360, well above PS3 and 360 in terms of how they run and how they look overall, native resolution, whatever the case is, and you literally didn't address that. So we addressed what you said, but you didn't address our counter to what you said with Dark Souls. So address that first, and then we can move on to the next thing. You can't skip when someone has a good counterpoint to you, then say, address what I said. No. Address what we said with the other games first, and then we can move on to your next point. Address what we said first. You literally just skipped over all the games that we mentioned. We addressed your Dark Souls point, which was bad. We addressed it. Like, that's literally optimization. Like, we addressed it, man. Now they're all in with Switch 2. They're going to make a great port at the very least. Yeah. Well, hold up. I didn't say that they're all in with Switch 2. I didn't say that. Let's see here. He could say that Switch benefits from modern architecture, but the hardware is still in the same ballpark. But it's not. Look at the spec sheet. So look at the spec sheet. Look at the RAM. Look at all this stuff. It's considerably more on the Switch 1. That's not my opinion. That's fact. Like the RAM, the process, like I said, the GPU power, everything's more than the PS3 and 360. So it's not even like it's my opinion on that. It's not just architecture. Like, so I don't know why this conversation's even still going. I'll keep it a bug. This should be over with. We literally brought up games that run considerably better. I brought up a ton of games that do that. I brought up games that aren't even on the PS3 and 360, but are on the Nintendo Switch. Like, what is going on here? We need to move on from this. We need to move on from this. You didn't take your words. You didn't take your words because you didn't say that. And once again, the specs of the Switch 1 are better than PS3 and 360. They're much better. Like, it's not even like that. It's not just, oh, it's just architecture. No. The specs are also better. The specs are also better. Like, what is going on here, man? What is going on? What is going on here? It wouldn't be able to push out the higher resolution or push out the better frame rate or some of these other things if they didn't have at least some of the specs to cover. It can't just simply be architecture and optimization. It has to have at least some of the juice, some of it to get it above what they're looking for. Come on now. Let's be real here. Let's be real here. Why are we having this conversation? Why are we having this conversation? Superpower Man, address what we said about the new games. Address what we said about all the different games. Address that first. You have not addressed those games because you said that for the people that came into the chat, this is what the discussion is. This is what the discussion is. It started with Switch 2 and how, oh, a game isn't gonna run as good as this and that. And he's basing it off of Switch 1. He's not basing it off of anything that he knows or the specs. Superpower Man doesn't even know the specs of the Switch 1. He does not know the specs of the Switch 1. He doesn't know how much RAM it has. He doesn't know the GPU power or anything like. He doesn't know. Clearly, he doesn't know. Because if he knew, he wouldn't be saying it's right there with the PS3 and 360. Nobody actually says that. Nobody actually says that. So he doesn't know. Obviously he doesn't know specs when it comes to Switch 2. And that's fine. Most of us don't know that. So the discussion for everybody that came in here, the discussion is, he said, oh well, it's comparable to PS3 and 360 because, and he used the example of Dark Souls, that it's the audio and it looks worse. So then we brought up a bunch of other games that, one, aren't even on the PS3 or 360, and two, actually run on par with PS4 or Xbox One, looking with resolution or with the frame rate being way more stabilized than PS3 and 360. We brought up a bunch of games. He named one game, and he never addressed what we said there. He's relying on Felipe, who's one IQ point smarter than... No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But you're relying on a troll. Felipe's a troll. You're relying on a troll to help you here. And it's not working. And it's not working. So I'm gonna need you to address what we said about all those other games. Address that. If you don't want to address that Superman Man, then we can just move on. Because I'm tired of talking about it. We're gonna have to move on, okay? We're gonna have to move on. But you gotta address that first. If you don't want to, then I don't want to talk about it anymore because clearly you're arguing in bad faith. Clearly you're discussing in bad faith. We addressed your Dark Souls point with a bunch of other games. You have not addressed that yet. So stop using Felipe as your shield, okay? Trust me, he's a troll. So... And I'm joking with the one IQ. I'm joking with the one IQ point higher. I'm joking. I am just messing around. Felipe and Superpower Man, they've been here for a long time, so I'm having a little bit of fun. So shout outs to Sicilian Gamer with the $2 says, not Dark Souls, urban style Souls, my bro. Okay, I feel you on that one. Thank you for the 2, Liquid Sicilian. Then also one with the $5 says, I really want GTA 6 to do well, but I'm worried it could go the way of some of the latest AAA games. Do you think it could underwhelm? I don't think GTA 6 will underwhelm, no, because they took 15 million years to make it. So I don't see it underwhelming. I don't see it underwhelming. And I don't see you guys not getting us to this 30 combo goal as well. We should get there. Shoutouts, we're very close. 3 combos away. So it's all good. Rockstar is different. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Sounds like you're doing. What about him not addressing? He won't address Dark Souls. That's all I want him to do is address our counters to Dark Souls. Because he said, oh well, Dark Souls. That's the reason why Switch is in the same ballpark. We named a bunch of other games where it's like, well, wait a minute, hold up. This is comparable to how it is on PS4. Actually comparable. Alien Isolation. Once again, Nier Automata. Frame rate, no. Resolution, yes. BioShock Collection running way more stable and better on Switch than it does on PS3 and 360. BioShock Infinite, there's like a litany of games that we can go over, you know? And he did not address any of those. That's my problem. This is why I was gonna say that Switch can run newer engines, so of course it can run newer games better, but ballpark comparisons are still valid. They're the same engines, Superpower Man. A lot of these games are on like Unreal, and they use the same engine. They're just pointing over the code. So newer engines, what newer engines are you talking about? I mean, maybe like Unreal Engine 4, but the game is ported over on the code. So it's like, if the game is on PS3 and 360, I don't think they're gonna actually change the engine to something else, a newer engine. So it's gonna run on whatever it ran. They're just taking the code and porting it over. So like, it seems like you're just making stuff up. Like you don't know, and you're too stubborn to ask. But no, they're not making it run on a newer engine. If a game is on PS3 and 360, like Dark Souls, they're just porting over the code. I mean, sometimes they can take a game and put it in a new engine, but a lot of times they don't. They take the code that's on PS3 and 360 and literally just port it over and use the overhead to make it run better, or they go in and they do optimizations, or whatever the case is. But the overhead allows them to do that. The stronger specs allow them to make those improvements to the game. So most of the games that come out that were on PS3 and 360, Switch has better specs, so they're able to use the overhead to increase the resolution, to, you know, to make the game run better, more stable, whatever the case is. So that's how it's usually done. And they don't take the game and put it in a whole new engine. Now, once again, sometimes they can, but most of the time they don't. And usually if they're doing that, they're remastering the game. So they're taking the game and they're putting it in a different engine, or they're remastering it. But not all games are like that. A lot of them are just ported over, you know? So yeah, like I said, if you don't know what you're talking about, that's fine. You can just ask. Let's see here. Roger Enyart with the Tune-In Tier pledge. Thank you so much. Yes, this discussion's really silly. I mean, it's a really silly discussion. It's entertaining for you guys, because clearly one person does not know what they're talking about. But at the same time, I mean, like I said, he's relying on Felipe. So let's just keep that in mind. It'll certainly do very well when people complain about the performance, perhaps 30 frames per second ballpark estimation. Okay, Divins is talking to Mr. One. So yeah, about that one. So yeah. And you still have not addressed the other games, Superpower Man. Like you said that they're doing, they're not. They just port over the game. So we need you to address that. We need, like, Nier Automata, they didn't put it in a newer engine. That's a PS4 game. They took Nier Automata and they ported the game over. So whatever Platinum Games was using, it uses the same thing. It's the same engine, you know. It's the same engine. It's not anything new, you know. The only thing that I would say is if somehow if there's a game and like they put like Unreal Engine 4, but developers have been using the same engines for a while now. A lot of them use the same engines, you know. So Unreal Engine 4 is something that, yes, it's on Switch. That was not on PS3 360. They use Unreal Engine 3. But a lot of developers, if a game is on Unreal Engine 3, they literally it's still Unreal Engine 3. Like it's still, and that's what Switch had a problem early, because Unreal Engine 3 was not really supported on Switch. So certain games like Rocket League and A Hat in Time and Unreal Engine 3 games on PS3 and 360 couldn't be ported over because it didn't even support Unreal Engine 3 very well. It had supported Unreal Engine 4, but not Unreal Engine 3. And then developers had to actually do some tinkering in order to get it working on the Nintendo Switch. So, like, these are the things that, like, you know, if you don't know about, like, I can tell you, I've been there for the Switch from the very beginning and all the way. I've been covering it for a while now. So I know about these things. You know, I wouldn't say what I'm saying if I didn't know it to be fact. Like, if I didn't know it, like, if something's wrong or if something's like, okay, yeah, it's not quite this, I'll tell you. I will 100% tell you. I am not going to BS you guys on stuff, you know, when it comes down to like what I know. Like, I'm going to tell you it straight up. And there is literally there is not a direct comparison. It's not really ballpark. It's actually much better Switch, but clearly it's not up to PS4 and Xbox One. And that's the truth. That's the honest truth. It's not as low as PS3 360. It's not really comparable to those. but it's not quite up to PS4, Xbox One. There really is no direct comparison. It's somewhere in the middle. It can do much better things than PS3 and 360 when you dedicate it. I'm pretty sure a game like Astral Chain might not even run at all on PS3 and 360, you know, or even like some other stuff. Like Tears of the Kingdom had trouble on the Switch, you know, when it comes to that game would probably chug and break down on PS3 and 360 overall. I mean, we saw when games have physics. Look at Skyrim, look at Fallout, look at how those games run on PS3 and 360. Any game that has physics and different types of weighted objects and stuff that you can manipulate and fires that you can start, it really just broke those systems down. Like, it really broke those systems down. Like, they had trouble. So look at how those games like Fallout and Skyrim ran on PS3 and 360. That's what we're working with here compared to Nintendo Switch when it comes to some of the games, you know. Obviously there's been some titles that don't do too well on Switch based off of certain things, but obviously you can look at a bunch of other titles, right, that clearly run better than what we saw on those systems as well. So that's really what it comes down to, man. Like, I'm not lying to you guys. I'm not trying to make Switch look good or better. I'll tell you guys where it's deficient. Clearly, it's not as good as PS4 and Xbox One with certain stuff. Clearly, it'd be hard. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. I'm gonna keep it to you guys straight up, and I think that's why you guys like the channel. You know, you guys like me yapping about stuff when I give you guys my knowledge. So I wouldn't be going back and forth with Superpower Man or with Felipe or whatever the case is if I felt that I was wrong or if I didn't know what I was talking about. I'd be like, okay, you know, I'd actually say that. I'd be like, yo, guys, I'm not so sure. You know, I think this is what I think, but I'm pretty sure about this. I've watched enough stupid Digital Foundry videos and seen enough teardowns and seen enough comparisons throughout the whole life of the Switch to know what I'm talking about when it comes to PS3 and 360 and Switch. Like, I have all the systems. I've played the games. I've played a lot of the ports on all the systems, and I know what I'm talking about on this. I'll say that. I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, Small Movie already had a video explaining the history of the Tegra chip compared to PS3 360. Definitely worth a watch. I did not see that video. I did not. I need to check that video out. Warrior Land Fort on the NSO. Yeah, I heard about it. Cool. Have you ever dabbled with gacha games? I have. I don't like them. Ocean Parrot. I don't think Doom Eternal, Dragon Ball Fighters, or plenty of other games would run competently or at all on PS3 360. I mean, yeah, for Unreal Engine 4 for sure. Dragon Ball Fighters, that's Unreal Engine 4. So that wasn't available. I mean, you could, but no. At the time that Unreal Engine 4 came out, there was really no point. So yeah, they keep the same engine. If we are making arguments that newer engines are easier to run than that, mind-blowing. Go play a game on Unreal Engine 5 and say it runs better than it did on Unreal Engine 4. Yeah, there's not many Unreal Engine 5 games, right? Like, I think the only Black Myth Wukong, that's an Unreal Engine 5 game, right? Fortnite, that's an Unreal Engine 5 game. What else? I think Multiverses might be Unreal Engine 5 now at this point. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be Unreal Engine 5. There's not many. If you guys know more Unreal Engine 5 games, let me know in the chat. So yeah, let me know. Stellar Blade and Lies of P use Unreal. Okay, Lies of P. Really? I did not know Lies of P. Lies of P? I did not know that. Stellar Blade, I did not know that about. I didn't know that about Stellar Blade either. I did not. Okay, so there's a number. Guilty Gear Strive port runs at 60 frames per second like the other versions and loads faster than the other versions. That's an optimization thing for sure. You know, the loading. If it loads faster, there's no reason why it should load faster. So that's something that they found with it. That's something they had to have found. There's no reason why it should on Switch over the series and all that. I didn't watch the Digital Foundry breakdown or whatever. Brothership was Unreal Engine 5 too. No, Brothership was not Unreal Engine 5. Rivals of Either 2 is Unreal Engine. Brothership was not Unreal Engine 5. I don't know. No, it's not. Is it really? I don't think it is. I think Brothership is UE4. I think it's UE4. Nintendo has a couple UE4 games. Like, I think there's like a Yoshi game, Pikmin 4, Brothership. There's a couple. Unreal 4 isn't on PS3 360. That's the point. Yeah, I mean, it's not on there. I mean, you could get it on there if you really wanted to. I guess you can port. I mean, you can port over the engine if you felt like doing all the work. But yeah. So yeah. From what I remember, graphically it looked way cut back. Guilty Gear Strive Switch version. Yeah, it's not going to be as good as the PS5 and Xbox Series versions of the game, but it's still going to run at 60 frames. it's still gonna run at 60 frames per second and look good. I don't know how pared back it is. I haven't seen the whatever, but it still runs at 60, and obviously, I don't know if it would on PS3 and 360. I mean, I don't think it would. It might, but probably not. I mean, they'd probably have to make even a lot more cutbacks on PS3 360, which is the point. That's the whole point of this whole thing, you know? Yeah, I did mention that Black Myth Wukong runs on Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I did say that. Would you rather have a remake of the last Switch Shadow Drop, F-Zero GX, or Kirby Planet Robot? Probably F-Zero GX. That's probably a better game for like a remake or whatever. But Kirby Planet Robobot, that's like not confirmed, but it's like probably happening because Nate said it is. So, yeah. There's no way. There's barely any 60 frames per second on those consoles. There's no. There's fighting games that are 60 FPS on the PS3 and 360. So there are a number of fighting games that are 60 FPS on PS3 and 360. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of games that are not. You know, definitely a lot of games. But there are fighting games. I think Mortal Kombat runs at 60 FPS on PS3. Like Mortal Kombat 9. Street Fighter 4 runs at 60. You know, on PS3, 360, all the fighting games for sure, like the Tekken, Tekken, all the fighting games for sure. And then like some other games do run at 60, but yeah, you're right, a lot don't, but Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 run on UE5 from what I heard. All right, now y'all just being silly. Shout outs to Roger though. Thank you for the tune in tier pledge. Appreciate that. 20 on the board, guys. We've got 2 combos away from a 30-minute extension. Let's go. So yeah. Final Fantasy Rebirth, Final Fantasy 4 Remake, those are on Unreal Engine 4. Unreal Engine 4 doesn't support PS3 because why would it? It's not powerful enough. It doesn't, and it was made afterwards. So yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I think fighting games for sure those can run at 60, but isn't the new Ninja Gaiden 2 remake? Yeah, Ninja Gaiden, I think it's UE5 as well. Yeah, I think it is. So yeah, you're gonna see more developers now move over to UE5 finally. Like, we're finally starting to get, I mean, that UE5 tech demo was how long ago at this point? And there's not a ton of games because a lot of developers are just like, yeah, it's good and all, but I could just use, you know, this, right? I could just use, UE4. Wario Land 4 runs on the bad hygiene engine, the garlic engine, the garlic engine plus. Let's see here. Pretty sure Tekken 8 is UE5. Tekken 8, okay. Love id Tech more than Unreal. You know, to be honest, I don't care what tech they're using. You know, I really don't care. I just want to see the game. I just want to play the game. Let's see here. Shout outs to Paul Gale with the $1 dono. It says, good talking with you on X today. Dunking on some clowns, Jordan and Pippin style. Yeah, Jordan and Pippin, baby. Appreciate you, Paul Gale. Thank you for the $1 dono, man. Appreciate that. One away from the 30-minute extension. Yeah, I mean, there was somebody on Twitter today that was interesting. Paul Gale put out so many Sony fans, PS2 fans, Sony fans came out to make excuses why Switch. Why Switch is getting beaten out, or why it would. I mean, I saw everything. My mom tripped and fell and she couldn't go buy a PS2 on time. People got more kids in today's day. The world's spinning faster. Elon Musk putting neural chips in people's brain would tell them to go buy Switches. Like, I seen every excuse in the book. Every excuse that you can think of in the book why a system sells well. You know, when a system sells well, you just give it its props. Oh, PS2 sold well, you give it its props. I mean, yeah, you can say DVD player, you can say other things. You can say it was sold for a bag of chips, 5 pesos in Mexico and certain South American countries and all that. You can say whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, it had a killer lineup of games. It had a bunch of exclusives. It just was the thing. It was the hot item to buy. It came off the first ever 100 million selling system of all time. So at the end of the day, it had the games to facilitate those sales, and they put the feature in of the DVD player, which the DVD player was good. Obviously, people wanted a lot of DVD players. Now, people wanted DVD players for a variety of reasons, and I can tell you every teenage boy absolutely wanted a DVD player. So, every single teenage boy and probably a number of teenage girls, every single one of them, and probably adults, they all wanted DVD players to watch DVDs, of course, to watch their favorite movies, of course. Nothing more, nothing less, right? So you can make up all sorts of stuff, right? Overall, at the end of the day, you know, you can make up all sorts of stuff, but they did what they did. But the fact that I saw so many people, one lady, maybe if it's a lady, I don't know. Sometimes people just put whatever pictures. She was like, "Oh yeah, well, people only bought it because of Animal Crossing and COVID." I'm like, it sold. It was already a massive smash hit before Animal Crossing came out. The 3 years before Animal Crossing came out, it was selling like hotcakes. It was already breaking records and selling incredibly well before Animal Crossing came out. And like, that's the whole point. The whole point is to release software that's going to help your hardware. Everybody got a boost during COVID. Just like everybody got a boost. Everybody's system sold more. That's not like, oh, well, Switch got a boost, but nobody else did. They all got a boost. And there's been there's been societal reasons why in the past that people buy systems more than not. It could be because there is an influx of cash when it comes to the real estate market. It could be because there is a lot more people. Unemployment has went down so much. So there's been a lot of reasons over the course of time that people have spent more money or spent more things. There's been lots of stuff that's happened in the past that's forgotten due to time. But there was one time in like the early 2000s, man, the economy was banging, man. It was, people had money, people were spending. Man, you know how I know? Because my mom was spending on me. That's how I was like, wait a minute, hold up. We actually got money right now? Because, like, you know, we have to always be kind of tight. But there was a few times back in the day, my mom would be like, yo, you want to go do this? I'm like, where'd all this come from? You know, so that's how I know there was times when there was just an influx of cash when I started getting stuff. You know, when I just started getting stuff randomly, my mom would be like, all right, let's go out to eat. Let's do this. My mom tried. She never really had much money until later, until I was already old, and then my mom started making money. But before then, when I was younger, it was tough. She did what she could, and I'm grateful. I am not sitting here and saying that I love my mom for everything that she tried to do. She tried her hardest, man. I know how much she made back in the day, and listen, bro, it was rough, and she did her best. She sacrificed stuff for herself so her kids can eat, and so her kids could have at least, you know, a pair of Nikes or Adidas or whatever that I had when I was younger, you know? Like, she would wear whatever shoes herself, the cheapest shoes, and get me something a little bit nicer, you know? So I really love her and I appreciate her for that. I'm not hating or nothing. I love her for that. But I know there was times, man, when there was just way more, you know? So yeah, man. Don't forget, Switch made those sales without a price drop. That's true. No true price drop at this point. You Sony fanboys really hate AC Animal Crossing New Horizons. I remember the notorious Crunch, The Last of Us 2, and no Crunch. AC this tweet. I don't remember that tweet. Yeah, but Switch sold price advertised, not cheap. That's true. Switch sold, and Switch also hit 150 million way faster than the PS2 hit 150 million. Like, it hit it like way faster. But once again, listen, guys, this is a historic moment. Like, we don't see, the last time a system ever hit 150 million, that was 10 years ago. That was more than 10, it was 13 years ago. 2012 with the Nintendo DS, if I'm not correct. This is a historic moment, man. We don't ever see systems do this good. So, you know, it's just cool. It's a cool moment, you know? And if the PS5 gets up to that, I'd be like, yo, another system, it'd be lit. Like, you know, it's just cool. It's cool to see systems do well. I would have loved for the Xbox One and the Xbox Series to do way better than they did, you know? It'd be dope. Like, the better the systems do, the better it is for us, because we get more games. We get more games, we get more content. If these systems do better, we get more. Usually. Unless you have like a live service plan that falls booty up, you know? That falls booty up. So I mean, that's like the rare instances of, okay, yeah, you're making tons of cash and selling, but you know, you messed up on that. But outside of that, most of the time, when you got systems that are flush with cash and that are making a ton of, you know, selling a bunch of systems and making money, I mean, you're gonna get more. Look at the 360, you know, obviously look at the Switch, look at the PS2. PS2 got a ton, you know, DS got a ton of games. So That's how it works. So, so they didn't just say Switch handheld. So, some of them did say that, yeah. What kind of movies, OJ? Great action movies. Great action movies. Great action movies that people love to watch. You know? Did anyone say the company behind the Smite laid off people and allegedly the CEO deleted their social media? I didn't hear about that. So yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely, like, the handheld aspect of the Nintendo Switch is absolutely a factor in why it sells better, like why it sells good. That's absolutely a factor why it sells, you know? But it's not the only factor, obviously, because there's been no other. We've had a bazillion handhelds in the history of gaming, and how many of them have actually sold really, really, really well? Like, so people are like, oh, it's a handheld, it sells. Okay, well then where are all the other handhelds that are selling, right? Well, why isn't Steam Deck? Why isn't ROG Ally? Why are all these other handhelds not selling? So I see what people are saying. Absolutely, that does help sell, but it seems like outside of the PSP that had a little bit of a blip on the radar, outside of that, every other handheld system actually sells nowhere near as good as Nintendo systems. So yeah, like, I get that, but it's like, it doesn't mean it's like, oh my gosh, you have a handheld, all of a sudden it's gonna sell like crazy. Not really. How'd the Vita do? How'd that do? Yeah, not so good, huh? It's handheld though, right? It's handheld. Well, looks like there's more to it than just being handheld though. You know? So yeah. Wonder Swan. Wonder Swan is interesting for sure. That's an interesting system. I don't know how much did that end up selling. But like, if you look at like the best selling systems of all time, right, guys? Best selling systems of all, like, if you look at the best selling systems of all time, like Nintendo's handhelds have done really well. Hybrid, handheld, whatever, right? Obviously, in the top number, you have the DS, half of the Switch, I guess, Game Boy Color, right? Game Boy Color, or just let's just say Game Boy. Game Boy. You know, you have all those in the top 1, 2, 3, 4. In the top 4, 3 of them could be a system that's even somewhat portable, right? Like, so yeah, there you go. But everything after that is home console. So PS4, PlayStation 1, Wii, PS3, Xbox 360. So there's 5 home consoles after that flurry of handheld and hybrid. And if you look at it, in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 systems, really only 2 of them are pure handhelds in the top 9. That is the DS and the Game Boy Color. So 2 out of the top 9. And if you include the 10, the Game Boy Advance comes in at number 10. So it's 3 pure handhelds out of the top 10. So portability just doesn't confirm 100% that you're going to sell better than everything else, because we do have the PS4, the PS1, the Wii, PS3, and 360 that have sold better than a considerable amount of handhelds. And that does include the Game Boy Advance, one of Nintendo's handhelds. The 360 sold better, the PS3 sold better, the Wii sold better, the PS1 sold better, the PS4 sold better, and the PS2, obviously. And then on top of that, you know, you have the PS Portable, the 3DS, all those home consoles beat out those systems. The PS5 is about to pass up pretty soon here, probably within the next this year. It's gonna pass up the 3DS. It's obviously gonna pass up the PSP. It's probably gonna pass the Game Boy Advance at some point as well. So yeah, man, it's not a foregone conclusion that if you make a handheld, that it's gonna sell way better than everything else, you know? So yeah. You think Nintendo won't come out with another console ever again? They're gonna keep doing hybrids because it is a home console. Like, the Switch is a home console. If you want to take it, you can put it there. You can put it in its dock, and you can put it right there. You can take a controller and play it, hook it up to the TV, and it's literally a home console. So there's no need to make a stationary box. Why? What's the point of making a stationary box? More power? What does it matter? It doesn't need it. The Switch blew away all the other systems without that, so there's no point. And you can sell to more people. It's like a cell phone versus a landline. You could probably do a lot more when it comes to the power of a landline and what you want it to put into it, but a cell phone makes more sense because you can use it at home and on the go and anywhere that you want in the house. So I don't see Nintendo doing something like that. Like maybe they make like a only connect to the TV device thing or something in the future, but I don't see them doing it anytime soon, you know? Any worries about Switch 2? Nothing right now, no. Nothing right now. Once something comes up, then I'll be like, all right, I'm worried about this or that, but really nothing right now. Let's see, I never played my Switch undocked, not even one time. Not even one time? That's crazy. See, there you go. It's a home console for him. Oh, that mouse pad, they found another, let's change it on the side, mouse mode, neat. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Jacob Dressback with the 21 months. Yo, let's go. We're getting close to the two years, Pure Eye Boys. With Milla's Divine Protection, Fire Emblem Echoes, I got you. Let's get it. Thank you for the support, man. Yeah, you can send me that tweet. I got you. People do use, I agree with Minato a little bit though. People do use that as, oh, it's just a handheld. But it's a hybrid. It's a home console and it's a handheld. It's both. So like you can't just say it's one thing and say, oh, well, it's because it's a handheld. It's both. It's literally a home console and a handheld. So it's both. It's both. Metro Dread OLED handheld mode was nice. It really was. That was actually super nice. Even though I didn't play it handheld mode in OLED because I was in Nigeria and I had to play it on my ghetto Switch 1. Not even a V2 Switch 1. It was just the Switch 1. It was the Smash Brothers one. So it wasn't even the V2 version. That thing died instantly almost. Well, no, it was okay. Metro Dread wasn't too bad on the battery, but yeah. Switch is the best combo ever to beat. That's gonna give a cell phone and VR contact lenses. Yeah. Shout out to Jacob Dressback. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I gotta play Metroid Dread on OLED again, man. Well, I can play it on my TV. I played it on my TV OLED, so, which is my TV's obviously, it's a nicer OLED than my Switch OLED, so. Sup, Jakin? Quote to OJ's reaction to Switch trailer. Oh, it's like both. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. It's both. Switch 2 will make PS a hybrid going forward. I don't know about that. I don't know if they're willing to go. I think what they're gonna do, here's what Sony's gonna do. They're gonna make a portable PS5 that can play PS5 and PS4 games, and that can also play classic games, and then you can stream PS6 games. I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna do. So they're gonna make it a portable PS5, and it's gonna be pricey, but it's gonna be you can play PS5 games, obviously only digital, no physical PS5 games, because they're not gonna have a big old spinning Blu-ray disc in there. So any of your digital PS5 games, you can play. Your digital PS4 games, you can also play. Your PS6 games, you can stream. So you can stream it from your system to your portable PlayStation 3 or whatever the heck they're gonna call it. You can do that. That's what they're gonna do with the next with their handheld. They're still gonna have their PS6 system, but they're just gonna have a separate portable that it's, you know, that you can play PS5. I mean, now listen, that's a very it's a risky proposition, because then obviously like you're gonna be dependent on, you know, the PS5 games that are out and any PS5 games that come out, right? And then like maybe if developers stop making PS5 games in the future, then okay, you're just left with streaming PS6 games. But I don't see PS5 going out of style anytime soon. Like I see PS5 going well into the PS6 era. Just like PS4 is still very much prevalent now, where you'll have games like Metaphor ReFantazio that are on the PS4. You know, so and that's how many years later? A decade plus later now since PS4 came out. So I absolutely see, you know, almost a decade from now, like PS5 games probably still being made. Like people still making PS5 games. So I think it'll be okay. Price $99,000. PSP2. By the way, I DM'd you a screenshot of Notorious Crunch tweet. The famous Sony fanboys account was already gone years ago. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out in just a bit. I'll check it out for sure. Once we get into the Q&A section. Let me just get through some of these comments because a lot of people are commenting. But I'll check it out for sure, Minato. I got you. It will flop because game output is slow and cost. What, the next Sony handheld? I mean, I might be wrong with what they're gonna do. They might actually just make a literally the dedicated handheld player, but that would be career or system bleep aside. Like, if you don't like, if they made a system that it gets its own games, I don't know if Sony can support both, like PS5, PS6, and this thing. But it's a really weird situation. Like, do they just make like a beefed up Portal? Like, okay, let's just make another Portal. Let's make the innards a bit better and stronger. Maybe you can download some games to it. So, I mean, they might take that option. That is a cheaper option. You just stream everything, but you put some beefier, you know, hardware in there. It could potentially aid or do some, you know, do some other things. So, or maybe you can do like smaller games, like some small games you can run natively on there. So, like, if it's like a, you know, maybe you put, I don't know, however much memory, right? And it can download a select number of games. So I don't know what they're going to do. Like, I don't know what the best, honestly, I don't know what the best option is for them. I mean, personally, probably just continue making a streaming device. Just, look, the next PS Portal 2 comes out and it's way better. You got an OLED screen, you know, you got a better design, you got PS6 DualSense 2. Like, you just do that. That'd probably be the easiest and safest thing to do. Because if you make a dedicated thing that actually plays native games, it opens up a can of worms, right? It makes it more expensive. It makes it to where you're like, okay, it's probably not going to be able to support PS6 because it's not going to have the hardware to run PS6 games. Obviously, it's got to be all digital, right? Like, there's a number of things. So people that have physical games, like, wait a minute, I can't play my physical games. There's no way for me to play them on this thing. Like, I got to stream them maybe or something, right? So it's like, it just opens up a whole litany of problems, but it might be worth it if you can get people to buy the system for, like, I don't know, $400 or something, or $500, and people buy it. It might be worth the headache, but that seems like a headache to deal with, right? So I think the streaming device would probably be a better option for them, like the best option right now, at least. I mean, I don't know. So yeah. Sony staying pure high quality home console is their option. In my opinion, Xbox is basically being pushed out. Yeah, Sony, it definitely seems like they're not going to just be staying that, though. It looks like they're going to be making something based off of rumors. But once again, it's just rumors. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Microsoft is still going to make they're going to make their next systems. I mean, their next system leaked. It's a hybrid PC cloud home console thingy that's going to be really powerful, and it's going to be open. You're going to be able to play PC games. You're going to be able to play home console games. It's going to be backwards compatible. It's going to be a lot of things. It's probably going to be something that people are going to want. Like, some people are going to want. Obviously, it's not going to have the exclusives, but it's going to be a very interesting device. And, like, their plans leaked. Like, Xbox's whole next gen plans leaked. And Phil Spencer damage controlled it and said, "Oh, well, it's not the whole thing, bro. That's the whole thing." Like, no, that's the whole thing. It is a Steam machine home console hybrid with powerful cloud technology that's backwards compatible with previous digital games, streaming as well. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay? So they're gonna make that, and it's gonna come out, and it's still people are gonna buy it. Is it gonna be a big seller like Switch 2? Probably not, or like PS5 or PS6? Probably not. But it's gonna be a thing. Like, it's real, and it's gonna be a thing. So we'll see how that does. Liquid Sicilian with the no, it's gonna play native games as well. You're gonna be able to play your digital games. They're gonna release games digital. It's gonna have Game Pass. They're gonna be able to play games, but it's also going to be a cloud powered device. Remember how they said the power of the cloud? The Xbox One really never did, like, for real, did the power of the cloud. This system's actually going to have real cloud computing, like real, like, added power. Like, if you're hooked up to the internet, I mean, you'll have to be hooked up. It's gonna actually be able to add to the system itself on top of the chipwork locally on the system. But it's gonna be an always online system. You're gonna have to be connected to the internet anytime that you play, for the most part. So yeah, but that's what the system is. The whole plan's leaked. Like, literally, official slides, official documents, it all leaked. I did a video on it, so if you want to know what the next Xbox system is, check out my video. It was a couple of years ago, but the whole plan's leaked. And Phil Spencer had to come out and say, yeah, you know, things change over time, which I'm pretty sure some of the things have changed, but the groundwork for what they're doing was 100% leaked. And Sarah Bond teased it multiple times, you know. Liquid's the same with the Xbox is still salty about HD DVD. I would be salty about HD DVD as well. I would also be salty about HD DVD because HD DVD was, they really thought that was going to be able to dominate, and it got smacked. So the format wars was a thing for sure. Shout outs though. Thank you. We hit another combo breaker. Let's go. 31 on the board. Gets another overclock.
Overclock Buster!
Yes, sir. 30 minutes extension on the stream. We're going to go for 2 hours tonight, guys. Then we got 2 hours and 30. If you want to have another 15 minutes tacked on, let's get to 45 on the board. 14 more combos. Let's go. I saw a video comparing Monster Hunter Wilds on the platform, and people were amazed how they can see freckles better on the girl's face. I'm like, we've already got freckles. What the heck? I mean, yeah, like Horizon did freckles like on the PS4. But yeah. Just call it COD box. Yeah. I think what she means by chasing trends is like making a streaming device, like everyone's making a hybrid device, right? Like that's the trend. The trend is to make a hybrid device. The PSP, I mean, there was some aspects of a hybrid in it, but it was definitely incomplete. Like you could hook it up to a TV and play, but it didn't have native like controller support. It didn't change the internal clock speeds. Like when you hooked it up, obviously resolution, there was no bump. Like there was some things that you can do with it as like a hybrid, but not really. So the PSP is not quite in the same league as like what the trends are in today. The trends are in today's day is Steam Deck, ROG Ally, you know, obviously Switch, whatever the case is. Those are the trends. That's the trend. That's the reason why Sony put out a PS Portal. That was chasing a trend, and there's nothing wrong with that. People chase trends all the time. I mean, it's fine. People can chase a trend. I mean, look, there's apparently mouse support with the Switch 2. That's somewhat of a trend. I mean, it's not necessarily like a super popular trend on console, but it's somewhat one. Not really, but hey, look, it's something that obviously Nintendo never did before. They did do the Wii Remote, so maybe it's a different way of doing the Wii Remote. But, you know, PC gaming has been around way longer, right? So I think that's what Adroxus is trying to say, that they're chasing the trend of the hybrid console, the hybrid streaming device thingy, like Steam Deck, things like that. That's what she's trying to say. PSP would not be what this new device is going to be. PSP is a dedicated device that has dedicated software, that has dedicated memory, that is individually unique on its own. PSP has more similar to even a Switch than it does a Steam Deck, or potentially what this Sony device could be, because this Sony device would have to be a streaming device. It would have to stream, and you would have to probably give the option for people to be able to dock it, and you can see it on the TV if you're playing a native game on PS5. I mean, they can make it to where you don't, but I mean, you know, maybe. So once again, like, we have to wait and see, right? It's a thing, but I would be pleasantly surprised if they made a native PS5 device. I think it's going to be a beefed up PS Portal 2. I think that's what they're going to do. I think that is probably the best option, is to just say, hey, look, we're going to stick with our powerful systems, and we're going to make a better Portal for the PS6. So if you want to play your games handheld, you can play it on our Portal 2. Or you can play it on Portal 1, but Portal 2 is better. Because Portal, and not the video games Portal, because the Portal 2 gives you X, Y, and Z new features. It gives you better streaming. It gives you this. It gives you that. It gives you whatever, right? So I think they're probably going to make a sequel to the Portal. That's what I would guess. It has to have native games, or it won't be. It won't all be streaming. Or it won't be at all be streaming. It has to have native games. Well, we don't know what they're going to do. Remember, the report for the Sony PS Portable thingy, they weren't sure. They just said that they're working on something. So they weren't sure. They're still not set on it. It's not a done deal that thing is even going to be made. Sony is still not sure on it. So that's why I think that a streaming device, a Portal 2, is somewhat likely, because making a dedicated device is risky. It's very, very risky. Even if it was a portable PS5 player, That is risky. A native portable PS5 player is not going to be cheap. It's going to be expensive, right? It's going to be expensive. So that's why I think that a streaming device, you lessen the risk, right? And it can be cheaper, and it would have compatibility with everything, with your PS5, with your PS6. You can just stream stuff, right? And you don't have to worry about actually putting the innards of a PS5 and shrinking that and making it battery life, power, efficiency. Like, it's gonna be a pricey device. That's not gonna be something that you can just do easily and cheaply. It's gonna be pricey, and it's gonna be difficult. That would be a difficult thing to do, to put PS5. I mean, listen, it would be hard. The Steam Deck came out a year after the PS5, right? And it's nowhere near the PS5. Like, so that would be difficult to do. It's got some new processes over PS5 and some different things over PS5, but for the most part, obviously, it's not there. And that costs, a Steam Deck OLED costs more than a PS5. And they're not making a ton of money off of those. They're not making a ton of money profit off of the Steam Deck OLED. Now, the Steam Deck OLED, the highest model, I think they're probably making more off that because they just give you a bunch of crap with it, and more memory. But it's not easy, man, and it's not cheap. It's not easy, and it's not cheap, and Steam Deck OLED is $600 for the nicest one with the biggest memory. It's actually $700 with tax. It's $700, and we're talking about a PS5 like being crunched into a handheld. I don't know, man. I don't know. It'd be tough. Let's see here. I know there are people who like to like it, but feel Sony is making PS Portal was not worth it. I feel like it came out, people are talking a little bit that, and then dropped off. I mean, it's not worth it for most people. The PS Portal is not worth it for most people, but for me, it was worth it. If you're an RPG lover, that's where I play most of my RPGs. I think that if you have a good connection and it's worth it. It's worth to drop the $200 for your comfort. Like, it's a luxury item, right? And yeah, most people are gonna be like, no, I don't care. But I mean, I'm happy that it was made. Like, I'm happy that they give the option. It's an option, and I like the option to be able to play games portably, even if it's not the best. I sometimes I play Visions of Mana portable, you know, when my boy's watching Coco Melon or watching, you know, Miss Rachel or Tabitha Time, and I'm just chilling. If I need to put down the PS Portal and grab him before he runs off somewhere or something, you know, it's good for me in that sense. So I like that instead of just being on the TV, or if I want to be somewhere in the living room with him because he wants to explore and walk around. So there's that as well. So I like the fact that they even made it. Like, I'm happy with it. There's some things that I don't like about it, but I'm happy that it was at least made, you know? So yeah. But you have to buy it separately. Yeah, it's a separate device. That's why I said it's a luxury. Quote, luxury. It's been tough. My life has been tough. Snort. Shout outs to Sicilian. Thank you for the $2, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the big 2. 33 on the board, guys. We are close to that next combo extension at 45. Let's go. That's why there's not likely to making one, not without costing more than a PS5 Pro for less performance than a vanilla PS5. I think that they'd probably be able to get the tech within the next number of years because of what AMD's working on. So they can probably get PS5 or PS5 level tech, or even like their version, the PSSR or whatever, or PSSR or whatever it's called. Freaking feel like Zangief or USSSSSSR. Remember that in Street Fighter? Anyway, so I think they can probably do something to where they can help with the process. But yeah, like I said, it's not going to be cheap. I mean, it would not be a cheap thing. It would be it'd be a minimum of a 400. I wouldn't even say 400. It'd be minimum probably $500 device right now. Like, minimum, not probably more than that. You know. So I'll stick to my Backbone controller and play remote play. Backbone controller works well. Will you do? What will you do if DSP beats you in the new Smash? DSP will never beat me in Smash Brothers. There's not a single time that DSP can beat me in Smash Brothers. Super Swirl says cloud gaming, no thanks. Yeah, it's hybrid. How much did the Portal sell? There's no sales numbers for the Portal. There's no sales numbers. I kind of wish Nintendo would make their own Space Jam type of game. Nintendo characters versus real world players with live support for different reasons. You know what you can do? The closest thing to that is get yourself a copy of NBA Street Volume 3. You can cross over LeBron James and Dwayne Wade with Mario and Princess Peach in that game. So that'd probably be the closest thing that you're gonna get to that. But I mean, or emulation, however you want to get it done. But the GameCube version of NBA Street Volume 3 does have Nintendo characters, and you can cross over real NBA players in that. And plus, it's a good game. It's also a good game. So there you go. You almost made me spit out my drink laughing. Yeah, DSP, he'll never beat me. He'll never beat me in that, bro. He'll never beat me in when it comes to that, bro. Shout out to everybody watching. We have nearly 800 viewers across all our social media. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Hit that like button if you're watching on Twitter or X. Make sure you head over to the Player Sense YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Though the Portal was close to 2 million, maybe I imagined it. There's no sales numbers for Portal. There's no worldwide sales numbers that I know of. I mean, if they sold 2 million, good for them. But yeah, I haven't seen anything. Like I said, the new Steam machines will cost 5 figures. Yeah, you said Steam machine $17,000. Yo, let's go. Just take out a loan, dude. Just take out a small loan, like a car loan. You're good. Don't forget Luigi. Yes, sir. Wait, I thought I was already subscribed. You're not subscribed to one? Subscribe to the channel. Let's go. You get a shout out when you subscribe to the channel. You get a shout out. It should pop up on screen. So that does happen. That does happen. We just vibing right now. We just vibing. So I do want to go over this real quick. Big budget Castlevania game appears that is happening. There's a new rumor that's making the rounds online that Konami is preparing to revive the franchise in the same way with Metal Gear Solid series. Portuguese site Geek In Out says that a new AAA game in the Castlevania series is on its way, and it will be officially announced in 2025. So there you go. There's that. So hopefully we get new Castlevania. I want new Castlevania. I want it. And also Nintendo's patents. Nintendo has some new patents for the Switch Joy-Con. I'm just gonna call them Joy-Con 2s. And for like a patent for like a Pro controller that can separate and use as a mouse as well. Obviously it's not the actual Pro controller, but yeah. Hold up. Let me pull it up for you guys. Give me a second. So here's what the patent is. So this pretty much confirms the mouse feature that we were pretty much expecting to be in the Switch 2. So as you can see here, you hold one Joy-Con like this. You hold the other Joy-Con like that, and like on its top or on the sidebar or whatever the heck that thing is, on the top railing part. And then like you can move it and have access to buttons, 2 buttons and all that. So almost, like a mouse and not keyboard setup, but like a mouse setup with like an analog stick in one hand, which I would prefer that control scheme. I think like a mouse control scheme is cool, like being able to target stuff like with the mouse, that's accurate, but I don't like using like WADS, or I don't like using keys to move. I've always hated using keys to move. That's why I don't use mouse and keyboard. I like a mouse. Mouse is good for like shooters and certain stuff, but a keyboard, I don't like a keyboard to move my character. So an analog stick would actually be better for me at least. So there's that. And they have more. Here's just a basic demonstration of what you can do potentially with the Pro controller that does the same thing, like a patent. We can put it on there and then also, use it as an optical, mouse, play games, or even maybe even use. Okay, no, that's back to the Switch Joy-Con. So yeah, using it as like a mouse application, using it like that, using dual mouse application where they're both and you can kind of go like that and manipulate. So it's all sorts of patents for how to play and certain stuff with the games overall. So yeah, that's that. All right, let's get into Q&A. Boys and girls, we got a big Q&A session. Comments, topics you guys want me to go over. I'm going to go over some stuff on, I think on Twitter. Some of you guys sent me some stuff to go over. Liquid Sicilian with the $2 says the new 5090 is going for $5K right now. Thoughts? Pretty expensive. So yeah, pretty expensive. So I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's for me. So yeah. I don't know if it's for me. All right, let's check out. So Christian sent me the link about the E3 organizers are going to be hosting an event in April. So it's going to be like a technology innovation conference. Nintendo is going to that. So they'll probably bring some developers and have them talk about Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. So it's called Icon, Advancing Innovation Across Culture, Business, and Human Connection. So yeah, that is something that's happening. I did see it, but I was like, whatever. So Minato Mario also did the, I cannot read this tweet. Oh, okay, yeah, that person that said, that guy, the Gutierrez guy, Crunch versus no Crunch, Animal Crossing and all that. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that tweet. Like Miss Click was like, that's a bad take, and all that. So yeah. I remember. I got you. So I love Sony, but Portal isn't it. I want a dedicated handheld device or hybrid, not the streaming BS. Yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you on that one, Petro. I feel you. One screenshot is too long, so yeah. Sin and Punishment with the mouse controls would be sick. That would be very nice. Metroid Prime 4, Sin and Punishment, even games like Fire Emblem, being able to control units, strategy, RTS games. What else? Like, obviously, shooters would be great when it comes down to it. I mean, like archery games, like all sorts of stuff, man. There's definitely games that could be done, that could be used. There's definitely games, for sure, that could be used. For example, like this game right here. You guys ever played this game on YouTube? Overall, like where you could just play the game on YouTube, and it's like you just use a mouse, and like you just use the mouse and you zoom in. So stuff like this, they can do things like this where you can just go boom, and just like have applications like that, like easy, like quick and play games, stuff like that, like with the mouse application where it's way easier to do stuff like that compared to whatever. Anyway, I missed that. So yeah, but it's one of those things to where we'll see what they decide to do. So yeah, we'll see what they decide to do overall. Leave the game. Let's see here. So the point is Crunch is good, funny. Yeah, essentially. I guess that's. I don't know. The point was like the Crunch makes the graphics way better because Animal Crossing didn't have Crunch. So PlayStation just announced that PS Portal sell more than Switch, and I just announced that your English teacher messed up. No, I'm joking. I'm just messing around with you, George. Clearly that didn't happen. Will they do Switch 2? 1-2 Switch 2. No, 1-2 Switch is dead. Ray D's says, I thought most pro FPS gamers play on PC but use a controller. Most pro FPS gamers play on PC but use a controller. I don't know about all that. I think most pro gamers use a mouse and keyboard. So yeah. And yes, Splatoon's gonna go nuts. I am absolutely gonna use that control scheme for Splatoon 4. Yeah, I'll be using that for Splatoon 4. Controllers widely used across PC now. Yeah, but pro gamers, like the guys that are playing like Call of Duty Pro, they're using mouse and keyboard. They are not. I don't think a lot of those guys are using controller. Like people that are playing like Rainbow Six and like all the FPS games, pro gamers, I don't know if they're using controller. I think they're using mouse and keyboard. The crunch was Joel's head. Oh. So really curious if they if there's a way for Joy-Con 2 to work as a mouse for PC. Probably, because Valve will try to make it work. Because the Switch Pro controller works, so I'm guessing they can get it to work on PC as well as a mouse. I'm guessing, but we'll see. Nah, COD Pros use controller. COD Pros use controller? Really? I did not know that. Liquid to Sling with the $2 says pro gamers wear gunner glasses and vests. All right, makes sense. I don't watch Pro COD though, to be honest. I don't watch it, so maybe that's the reason why I don't know. Okay. 37, down 39. Shoutouts to Liquid Sicilian with the multiple donos tonight. I think Liquid Sicilian, I think you're definitely the Hokage right now. Let me double check. And then Helix with the $2 says Nintendo should sell lap-style mouse pads now. A lap-style mouse pad. I don't know how that would work, but I mean, maybe. For sure. Shoutouts to Helix. Thank you for the $2. Sicilian, how much have you done tonight? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 9, 10. 15. You think you've done 15 tonight? Thank you so much, Sicilian. I appreciate that. Shout outs to Sicilian. You are now the Hokage with the $15. Anybody that's 15 or more, you can put out Sicilian on the board. Thank you for the multiple donos tonight, man. I appreciate you. Seriously. L. Sicilian. Still, though, we've got Stream Ninja, James, Freeman, and Shaw X. Anybody that's 5 or more, you can time up or pass them up. Actually, Sicilian should be on that board, too, because he did 5 earlier. Let's get L Sicilian on there. And not L, just L for liquid. Let's see here. Here comes the Nintendo Lapo. The Nintendo Lapo. I was hoping Konami would have done a double-A Castlevania game first, like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. AAA makes me worry. We'll see what they do. So, I mean, it says AAA, but we don't know what AAA actually means. we don't know what that means. Like, if they're saying AAA, I mean, that could mean anything, right? So we'll see. We'll see what they do. You go to a competitive Counter-Strike tournament, you won't see a single controller. Okay, so I guess it's dependent on the game. So if it's Counter-Strike, they're using mouse and keyboard. If it's COD, maybe they're using controller. So it's definitely dependent on the game, right? Man, y'all traded Levine for nothing. It's really just to get off his contract, to be honest. I mean, it's not about getting something. You're not going to get much for Levine because he's a player that just has a high salary, but hasn't really done anything. Levine's kind of like empty calories. Like, Levine is probably a number 3 on a good team. On the Bulls, yeah, he's a number 1 on the Bulls. But on a really good team, he's probably like a number 3 on a good team. So it's like, nobody's going to trade for him in his big old salary. Like, nobody's going to give up a lot for him. It's like, either you're going to let him walk in free agency, or you're just going to really not get much for him. Just because, and he's getting a little bit older. You know, he's an okay shooter, but he's not like an incredible shooter. He can dunk, but he's not like, oh my gosh, like he's not like a dominating figure. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a Zion when he's on the court, or he's not like a LeBron, or he's not like, you know, he's not even like a Shea Gildress, you know. He's not a Luka. He's nowhere near that. And he's not even really like an overall impact player like Jimmy Butler is on both sides of the ball. He's kind of like a third-rate star, right? Third or fourth-rate star. So it's like, but he has like a huge salary. He makes like $50 million a year, you know. So it's like, or it's like somewhere around that. So it's like, nobody's really going to give up anything for him. So it's like, just get whatever you're going to get off his contract, get assets, and just try to draft, you know. That's really it. And like clear up for super maxes, so you can get a couple super maxes in a couple years. Like when some of these guys go to free agency, you're going to have the room to actually pay them. So that's really all it is. But nobody's going to give up much for Levine. He's not like, he's good, but he's not incredible. I mean, right now in the NBA, $10 million for a guy that's going to get you, you know, good defense and about 8-9 points per. That's about the going rate for somebody like that. I mean, it's really nothing. These NBA teams make so much money. Like $10 million to them. I mean, obviously $10 million is a lot of money, but 2 years, $20 million. I mean, it's. I would say that's a bargain deal for like if he can stay healthy. But even if he doesn't, it doesn't really matter. Like $10 million is. I mean, it's not really much to the Bulls, to be honest. They don't really have anything on their. Like, they're not really paying anybody anymore. Nobody's even getting paid crazy contracts on the Bulls. Like, nobody has a big contract except for like Vujacic or whatever. He's like the only one, but like nobody makes any money on that team anymore. So they got all rookies and second-year players, third, fourth, second-year players, and like Vujacic, and that's it. So yeah. It was a competitive CS player back in my day. I'd probably get destroyed if I tried now. You were back in your day. Nice. Let's go. I don't know how a mouse lap pad would work. I don't know how that would work. It'd be difficult. But you know what's not difficult? We're almost at 45 on the combo board. Let's go. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Combo breakers coming up. 5, 6 more combos worth the 45-minute extension. Let's go. I guess a hard square mouse pad would sit in your lap. I don't think there's going to be a lap mouse pad. I don't think they're going to do that. I think that it's going to be for like if you're playing at your desk or if you have like a table next to you, like you can do that. Or you get like a little small like lunch table or something like that, right? Like little foldable tables for like trays. Maybe you can put your mouse, your switch mouse con. We call the mouse con. Probably a regular mouse can work with Switch 2 games. I don't know if a regular mouse could work, but I mean, if you have a USB mouse and you hook it in, maybe that'll work too. Yeah, maybe. I mean, they've got the USB ports. A USB mouse should be able to work, or maybe even a Bluetooth mouse. Yeah, that's possible. After seeing what happening to the 5090 GPUs with scalping, I'm hoping that the Switch 2 won't have the same issues at launch. I don't think a GPU is going to be the same as Switch 2. Nintendo's talked about this, so I don't know if you saw my video on it, Delphinium, but they're looking at making a lot of them. I don't know if they made 20 million, 30, 50 series GPUs, so Nintendo's looking to make a lot more than probably what they made for GPUs, but we'll see. I'm nervous about the Platinum Games future after seeing Kamiya's comments. I think we should be fine, man. I mean, if you're worried, go buy Ninja Gaiden 4. That's the best thing to do. Ninja Gaiden's coming out, so I see what Kamiya's saying, and yes, a lot of people have left. But yeah, they're making Ninja Gaiden. They're there, so if you're worried, the best thing to do is buy their games. So that's all you got to do. If Ninja Gaiden 4 is a big success, you don't got to really worry about Platinum Games because they're going to make plenty of money. So go buy Ninja Gaiden 4. If you're worried, go buy Ninja Gaiden 4. If the game's good, obviously, right? He looks another $2. Says how long before Sony copies the mouse control? I mean, well, I mean, I don't know. If it's successful, probably more sooner than later. Maybe more sooner than later if it's successful. But I mean, if it's not successful, then probably not. But they already have mouse support. Like, I'm almost positive PS5 supports the mouse, if I'm not correct. I think it supports mouse and keyboard for some games. So I think mouse and keyboard is already supported. But I know what you mean, like an actual controller, right? Like, they might, maybe PS6, but that's a couple of years off, or a number of years off. So, so yeah. Thank you for the $2, though. We are 4 combos away from the 45-minute extension. Let's go. Let's get it. You're not wrong. They will do it. I mean, they might. I mean, but it depends. Like, it might not be a feature that like is used much or is super popular. So yeah, we gotta wait and see on that one. Yeah. Okay. So it already supports mouse and keyboard, like for some games, I guess, right? So it already supports it. So you could expect to see maybe more of that in the future. So yeah, there's that. There's that for sure. There's definitely that. So yeah. If you guys have more questions, you can tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence by itself. Appreciate you guys. Sorry, we did get some drop frames earlier, which is stupid. I don't know why we're still dropping frames, even though I completely rehauled the process. So I'm sorry about the drop frames, guys. Sorry about that. Never like to have drop frames. Let's go over though. Okay, so at the likes, we're at 155. So we're very close. Let's see if we can get to 175. Give us a little bit more of a push. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support tonight. Hit that like button if you have not hit that like button already. Let's get to 175. Sony will sell a PS5 computer mouse for $399. You guys are making up. What are you talking about? $399. That's more than the Portal. It's more than the Portal. I know you're just joking. You're just joking around though. What's up, just another artist? Remember to set your alarm to wake up for the direct. Yeah. Who has the $100 alarmo? Nintendo charged $100 for an alarm clock. Switch 2 is going to cost $10,000. No. Apple Magic Mouse one couldn't charge and use at the same time. The Apple Magic Mouse that you couldn't charge. Apple Magic Mouse. What's that? I don't know what that is. Need to get DF into the analysis. Those drop frames. I know, seriously. It's dropping frames right now too. Like I think the situation. I think the problem is maybe just like one setting or two. There's something that's off. I don't know what it is. Maybe a new route. I've been using the same router for a hot minute. I've got a Netgear Nighthawk router, and it's pretty old compared to the newer internets and all that, or not newer internet, but like you know, some of the newer stuff. So I think maybe just a new dope router would probably be the best option, right? Like that'd probably be like the best option to do, is like just a new sick router. So yeah. Monster debated, but we'll play all day tomorrow. Nice. Yeah. Shout outs to the Monster people out there. Flighty says, for certain games on Switch that have a mouse and keyboard controls like Doom and Quake, wouldn't be surprised if Switch 2, the devs want it there. Yeah. I think that there's definitely an opportunity for the Switch 2 to have so much cool stuff. So like with the mouse and keyboard. So now it's saying that the keyframes, there's a problem with the keyframes. They're not being sent often enough. So, I mean, that's so stupid. It's literally at 2. So I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, whatever. So Mario Paint coming to Switch 2 one of these days, man. Remember, it's a mouse with haptics. Yeah, mouse with haptics. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure there's mouse games like with haptics, right? Like on PC. I don't know. I don't have a mouse that does haptics. I just have normal. I don't have like a gaming mouse. So are there like gaming mouses that have like crazy haptic controls? But I guess that'd mess up your aim though, right? Wouldn't that kind of like mess up your aim in the games and all that? If it's like, like if you're trying to aim, it goes. You know, that might mess things up. So, let's do a marathon fundraiser for a new router. And then should I set it up too? Should I also have a stream where I'm setting it up like with my butt hanging out like that moron head? Yeah. Shout outs, guys. I appreciate that. 43 on the combo board. We are 2 combos away from the next. Let's go. Shout outs. Thank you so much, Sicilian Gamer. Appreciate that. And thank you for upping your lead. 17 on the board. Anybody does 17 or more, you can beat out my man Sicilian for the Hokage lead. 5 or more to beat him out on beat out the triple way tie that we have on the Stream Ninja. I think they tried it, but it wasn't good. I think it was Logitech. Yeah, I mean, who would want their mouse to be going, you know, and all of that. So yeah, I don't think anybody would want that. Yeah, I'm looking at my keyframes, like, so I don't know why it's, you know, why it's doing that. Because I'm looking at my keyframes. Oh my goodness. It is not set at the right one. That is so stupid. I could have swore it was set at 2. That's just corny. Okay, that's that's the reason why. Bro, it's set at it's not the keyframes aren't set at the right thing. That's why it's messing up. That dude, I don't know why it oh my gosh, whatever, bro. Whatever. Okay. Sorry guys, a little bit of streamer regret right now. I could have swore it was at 2. It's at 0. It's not at the right level. That's why you're getting some buffering right now, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah. What games are you hyped for this year so far? I have so many. My most hyped anticipated games, I did a list on the channel. So watch that if you want to know everything. But just off the top of my head, I'll give you a few. Obviously, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Atelier Yumiya. I'm looking forward to, obviously, Switch 2. I'm looking forward to, what else big is coming out this year? Dragon Quest 1 and 2. That's going to be fun. Oh, man. I forgot. There's probably more that I forgot. So yeah. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X, I'm looking forward to that right now. Like, that's the game that I'm, like, super hyped and looking forward to playing, is Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Yeah, I'm not a big Ghost fan, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. Like, I'm definitely gonna, I mean, I bought the first game and I played that for like 20 hours plus. So I'll definitely check out Ghost of Yotei. Never played Xenoblade X before, so I can't wait to try it. Nice, Josh plays. Monster Hunter Wilds Game of the Year. I think Monster Hunter Wilds definitely has a chance to be Game of the Year for sure. Absolutely, for many men. 50 Cent. No, many people. I think Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be a big one, you know? It's going to be a big one. It is going to be a big one. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah. Shout outs though, guys. Hit that like button if you have not hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming right now. Let's go. Let go. Xenoblade. Yeah, I know. Any RPG that you can't just mash buttons. That's you. That's you, AAA job. We know. you got to play them RPGs where you mash buttons or they're yelling at you or you just get right into something. Xenoblade goated. Claire. Oh yes, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I'm looking forward to that game too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. That game's gonna be lit. So yeah. I mean, once Nintendo reveals their lineup, it's gonna be like, oh snap, you know, or there's gonna be a lot more cool games that are coming. Do you think we'll see Monolith Soft's next game with the April deck? We could for sure, Josh. It's definitely possible. New GBA game on the NSO. Yeah, we already. You meant NSO, not NOS, not NOS. That's like NOS, like nitrous oxide for like a car. I think you meant NSO. But yeah, we know it's the Wario Land 4. So congrats to everybody that wants to play that. it's there for you. So go play it. Go check it out. Wario Land 4 coming to Switch. It's not even online. It's not right now. It's next week. So it's next week. So yeah, Wario Land 4 coming. So good stuff there. I hope they bring Fatal Frame 1 and 2. I hope they bring... Actually, I don't hope that I don't care if they bring it or not. But I hope they bring it for you, Cold K. Never been a big Fatal Frame fan, but I've played some of the games. They're okay. But I get the appeal. I get the appeal. Club Obscura being on Game Pass is a little worrying. I don't think it's a little worrying. I don't... What's worrying about the game being on Game Pass? It's not worrying at all. It's on Game Pass because they got a deal for Game Pass. Like, because they got a deal. It's a brand new Western-based, like Japanese RPGs game. Like, you don't know if that's gonna sell. Like, it could sell, it could not. Like, you don't know. So, if I was them, I'd take the Game Pass deal too. I'd take it because look at who you're selling to. You're selling to Xbox and PlayStation fans. A turn-based RPG. What turn-based RPGs do incredibly well on PlayStation and Xbox? Like, what Japanese style turn-based RPGs like that have that stuff not made by a Japanese developer? There's like almost nothing, right? Like, it's a very obscure concept for a Western developer to make that type of game. That's not an indie game. Well, it's kind of like an indie game, but that's not like, you know, a smaller indie game. So for them, it makes sense to put it on Game Pass. It makes sense. Take the bag, guarantee revenue, you know, guarantee revenue. So yeah. Fatal Fury, Sea of the Wolves, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, kind of interested in Bleach. Nice. I'm looking forward to the Ninja Gaiden game. And both Ninja Gaiden games. And yeah, Capcom Fighting Collection. It's all good. He looks another $2, says Dreamcast Guy, Dental Dilemma Definitive Edition Game of the Year. Yeah, he did get a new, I think he got a new set of, he got a new set of chompers. So shout outs to Dreamcast Guy. He got a new, y'all got him a new set of chompers, so I appreciate him. Next time that I need dental work, I'm just gonna ask you guys for all the money. That's thing. When I busted my teeth in Nigeria, and when I came back, I paid for it myself. Man, next time I'm just gonna ask y'all. Y'all just spot me 30K, please. Spot me 20K to fix all my teeth. No, I'm just messing around. He obviously needed the help, man. So it was good to help him out with that. So thank you. We got the 45 combo breaker. Let's go. 45 minutes extra on stream. Hey yo!
Overclock Buster!
Shout outs. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, Helix, with another $2. That gets us to 45. We are 15 away from another combo breaker. 60-minute extension on today's stream, past the 2 hours. Let's go. What's up, Projo? Very obscure game indeed. Yes, sir. Obscure. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. But it's a very obscure game indeed. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, J2. I appreciate it. You can see your way out of the stream now. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Anyone think WWE 2K series has come to Switch 2? Probably. I mean, they made one really ghetto version of it, but it was so bad. So they'll probably make the new ones for the Switch 2. But I don't play WWE games. Like, I don't play wrestling games. They're just... I don't want to sit there and be like... like wrestling. I don't know. I used to play wrestling games, man, but I I can't watch nobody or play no damn wrestling game where my guy's lying down. Like, it's like, oh, he's lying down on purpose, right? And like, I can't watch no damn wrestling game, bro. Like, or I can't play a wrestling game. Like, it's just, I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I see why people like them though. I used to like wrestling games too. I used to like them when I was younger. But I can't be sitting there playing against somebody in a wrestling game. Like, that don't make any sense. It's already entertainment. It's like not real. Then like you're doing the not real. It's too much not real for me. It's like so not real to the point to where I don't know if I'm even really playing the game. Like, it's already not real. And then it's like not real on top of not real. It's like how many not reals can we have? They're like lying down on purpose in the game. It's not real. It's not real in real life. And I get it. It's like real, but then like not real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like real physical. Like you get hurt. There's endurance. There's performance. There's like it's like a real like thing. Like your body takes punishment, but you know obviously it's performative with certain things. So it's like it's already that, and then they have to emulate that in the game, and then on top of that it's just the game. So it's like there's too many layers of like not real in between. You know what I'm saying? There's too many layers because like if you're playing like a fighting game, yeah, you have hits done, but you're not gonna be like get hit with something and be like, oh, like on the ground, like I'm on the ground. Like no matter what level your health is at in a fighting game, you'll get right back up. You know, you can be a sliver of health, and you'll be like dun 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 dun. You know, you'll be fine until that last sliver goes down. Whereas in wrestling, they'll just be like fake on the ground, right? Like you're like, oh, it's a long match, I'm in trouble, and like, oh, you gotta be like, oh, I'm on the ground, so I gotta get up, pressing buttons, I gotta get up. Well, you know, no man, I can't play that, bro. I can't play that in today's day, man. I could do it back then, but I can't do it now. I can't do it now, man. I can't. I can see why y'all like it though. Enjoy it, play it. My explanation's stupid as hell, but I just can't, man. I can't do it no more. Oh man. Yeah, I used to play wrestling games on the N64 a lot, man. I used to play WrestleMania. I used to play a lot of WrestleMania, man. A lot of WrestleMania. Shout outs to Helix with the $2. Says RGT dresses like Hulk Hogan and plays his WWE. He dresses. I mean, that's probably the best way to get immersed in it the most, is to dress up like it and play it just like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yo, shout outs to Helix. Thank you for the $2 dono, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Big love. Let's go. Let's go. Big love. Shout outs to my man Helix. Let's get it. Oh my gosh. Let's go, man. Let's go. You mean to tell me that I watched it back in the 90s when I was that old? Grandma burnt the hand and it wasn't real? I know. It's a startling thing. It's a startling thing. You know? Liquid Sicilian with the 2 says, just play WWE Champions. I can't play I don't want to run into Down from the Rafters. I don't want to run into that because like he's got like way too many broken wrestlers. So I don't want to run into the person named Down from the Rafters. I don't want to run into them, you know? So yeah. The thin line of real is so thin. It's like a piece of cheese between two slices of bread. Yeah. Like I can't be faking it. Like I can't have triple layers of fake. Like if I play like an MMA game, like MMA is like actually okay, yeah, they're trying to kill each other out there for real. So it's like, okay, there's only one layer of fake. The only one layer of fake is the fact that obviously I'm playing a game. But like, you know, this is like multiple layers. It's too many layers. Oh man, just play AEW Fight for Forever. Flop for forever. AEW flop forever. Flop for forever. Which one sounds better? Flop for forever or flop forever? I think maybe just flop forever. I specifically made sure I mentioned that whenever RGT talked about the game. I said, "Oh, AEW flop forever."